Hey, Exiles, I believe we are live. Happy Thursday night. We have a good day today. All right, we have a podcast with BlazeworksTV. He will be interviewing me. I won't be interviewing him. I'm a guest on the pod tonight. We're going to hop into that in about half an hour. Also have a little bit of a second wind update to chat about. And on Twitch, it's my 1-year partner anniversary. So lots of cool stuff. There's also been a lot of discussion about a video that I released that I thought was very well reasoned out, very mild-mannered. And hey, Pocho Oso, thank you so much for the sub, man. I didn't dump Arrow. I forgot to put him back on my calendar, bro. It was a disaster. Anyway, we'll get Arrow back on the pod. There's been a lot of discussion around my video called the final title, the title that won out. I had multiple titles. The Golden Age of PoE1 is over. It's time for PoE2. I think the other titles were like, should Path of Exile 2 kill PoE1 and PoE2's impact on Path of Exile 1. There were like 3 warring titles, and that's the title that won out. Well, there's been a lot of discussion around that, and by discussion, I mean, and I'm just going to be 100% real here, guys. People have lost their minds. People, I'm going to get into it with the Blaze in the Blaze podcast, but the view that people have specifically of me is so unhinged, so tainted. It's shocking. I've made it. I don't know what I've made it. I have so many people who think they have to lie, smear, and attack my personal character, my family, the way I look. I freaking made it in the PoE community. When that is how you attack me, when you say, you've never played Path of Exile, you've never made it out of the PoE2 campaign, the dude is just totally cooked, he looks like a freaking horse, looks like a giraffe, when you're going in and you're lying and you're you've lost. You've lost. I legitimately, right? I made that video because I watched Connor's video, and I respect Connor a lot as a content creator. I respect him as a person. We had him on the pod literally 2 weeks ago. Great conversation. Total opposite dudes. Loved the conversation. I think a lot of you did as well. He made a video, and I've kind of made a video inspired by that video that I thought was going to be like just well-reasoned, laying out positions I disagree with, positions I have sympathy for, and then my own position. And people have lost their minds, and they're calling it rage bait. People, Gazzy, I have 3 different content creators that I know of that reacted to it on stream today. I was in Gazzy's chat when he reacted to it. He was told it was ignorant, it was stupid, that I was rage baiting, and that I was so many different things. So he went into it with that mindset. By the end of it, he's like, I 100% agree with Try's opinion. Not that matters. It doesn't matter that he agrees with me, but it's like the fact that people are like yapping about this and twisting the content I put. It is so fascinating how much people hate me. And the thing is too, I know exactly what I said because it was a scripted video. None of it was improvised. So I know exactly what I said, exactly what I laid out, and people still have the gall, the audacity to go around and lie and try to trick people. And I know that I talk about this a lot, but it's because, guys, I feel for my channel's size, there's so much outsized, just visceral hatred for me. And anytime you go anywhere and my name is mentioned or someone's talking about my content, people dogpile on me and they lie about me. And it's just like, there's a viewpoint to be had. And we're going to talk about this with Blaze, to just ignore it all. Ignore the haters. And then there's the viewpoint that I'm like, obviously I'm talking about it, that I'm like, I have to combat this because it's ridiculous. Because if you are someone who's never watched my videos and you go down into, for example, Ghazi's comment section, guys, in his react to my video, you will think I am the most degenerate, idiotic piece of crap in the entire Path of Exile community. And I have no idea how this is prevalent. I literally started making videos because I wanted to put like a positive voice into the community, because I was having fun with the game. People weren't. I wanted to highlight other creators. I wanted to highlight the community's viewpoint. And somehow this has turned, if you look at this has turned into people, all the comments are just completely crapping on me. I find Try to be unpleasant as a content creator. One of the most popular comments, yo, Try is such a baiter. The way he presents to video and presents the takes is done for the sole reason of driving engagement and pissing people off. Do they listen to my video? So they will share, comment, etc. That's the goal of YouTube, by the way. But do they listen to my video? Because I'm not rage baiting. I am calm. I am measured. So much rage bait here. That is why I don't care for Try. He's a clickbaiter, rage baiter. The people do not watch my videos. Most upvoted comment of this react. Talkative Try has the worst takes in either community. He just doesn't get it. Careful or crash out again because someone was mean on the interwebs. That's what I'm doing right now, right? Try is an ego-driven psychopath. He will say or feel any way if you watch him. At least he's not an evil, bad person. I am ashamed for the PoE community to have a content creator that dumb. He's just another clueless tourist that never got out of the campaign. Guys, I don't know, but I can't take the guy seriously. He always does these cringe, rage-baity drama videos. 95% of the content is always wild speculation. Guys, this is a prevalent point of view. And it's total shite. I do long form discussions with other creators for hours, asking them thoughtful questions, going over the events that we put together, all this stuff. How can you make it as a nice person in a community like this? If you try to do something that other people don't do. I'm trying to do podcasts. I'm trying to do video essays. I'm trying to have a perspective of someone who is not a person who is grinding all the time, making, you know, builds that are the top 0.1%. I'm just chill. It is flabbergasting. And I know if you're watching the VOD right now, and I know there's people in live chat because I've not looked, you're like, why are you talking about this? Stop talking about this. I feel like it has to be addressed, you know, because it's also all that crap that was not happening 6 months ago. That was not happening 6 months ago. There are people in this community that are actively trying to smear, crap on, lie about. It's crazy. And they are very popular, and they're great at making builds, and they're great at the game. But you know what? They are shit people. And I care a lot about that. I like being humans to other people. That's why I don't insult others. That's why I don't attack other people. It's flabbergasting, guys. All right, we're going to go to the comments because I have not read any comments. All right, I'm reading comments now. No, bro, it's Marzo. The thing is, if it was, you know how a lot of people have the whole perception is reality thing with like the Val Temple and the economy? And my opinion actually was that the economy was obviously inflated, like divine orbs were inflated, but you could go farm, abyss, ritual, you could do all these other things and be successful. But the perception by a lot of the community, maybe some people in the chat right now, was that the economy was busted in the main league for this PoE2 update. So a lot of people got pissed, quit. We're talking about online, blah, blah, blah. The perception was that. And perception a lot of times is reality. Well, guess what? Perception is the reality to a lot of people in the content creation space. And when stuff like that, guys, just catches fire. Guys, I don't know what, it's such an outsized impact. That crap spreads like wildfire. We are a tiny community. We are tiny. We are not Call of Duty. We are not Halo. We're not Diablo. We're not Fortnite. We're not Dota. We are a close-knit community. That like could just it could just kill the channel. It could just kill everything. And I hate it. And I hate it. And I feel like it has to be addressed. So that's why I'm just being 100% real right now. I freaking like don't like drama. Yes, I use very intriguing titles, very intriguing thumbs. Guess what, guys? Yes, I do that. And you know what? When you click in the video, I make sure it's not clickbait, that it's not drama excited, that it's well thought out and informative. I swear anybody who has this opinion of my stuff has never watched my content. Ever. Literally ever. But they will put off others from doing it. And it spreads like wildfire. It doesn't have to be addressed. The more popular, the more people should talk. Bro, but this... I don't know. Maybe I'm blind to it. But I am very active in the community. I talk with a lot of people behind the scenes. I have videos on in the background while I'm working out or running. I scroll through the comments. This doesn't freaking happen. This doesn't freaking happen to other people. It's something that is pushed. And it's terrible. Is my hot? Yeah. There you go. Was my mic peaking a little bit? Thanks for the partner anniversary. Thanks. No, Neo Connor. Do you really expect 100% of people to like you? No. And see that, bro, that's not what I'm saying. That's like the surface level. That's surface level. I'm not addressing that. I'm saying that people who go around blatantly lying, I feel like I have to address. There are plenty of reasons to not like my content. I've talked about that ad nauseum. I am not a build maker. I am not a guide maker. I'm not a top tier player. I'm very loud. I'm very positive. I don't swear. I'm not very edgy. I'm all these different things. And those are plenty of reasons to not like me. But going around and just falsely saying crap and it gets upvoted to the top and it gets spread and spread and spread and spread. That's something that I feel like I do need to talk about. Thanks, Zen Logic. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it, Lapov. All right. That Zach Rar kind of drama. No way, bro. I hope it doesn't come off as that. Go by chaperone. What's chaperone? Normalize being human. That's the message. That's the message. So that's basically it. I had to go on that little rant. And I'm going to talk about it in the Blaze pod. He's going to ask me some questions about this, I believe. So, God, no political arc. And that's the thing. I would understand this if I was like a politician or something. Or, I don't know, I was like in something else. But we're talking about games. Like, we're all playing games. We want to have fun playing video games. I'm just yapping about video games, you know, sharing the joy that I have. The bad things that I don't like and all that with video games. So it's, you know, very different. What are we going to do today? I am a guest on BlazeWorks Pod. And we're going to probably play some PoE2. Perception can be reality sometimes, but I prefer to take the Itachi Uchiha view of things. Some people's reality is only based on their own perceptions, and it's all an illusion. Holy crap, Ewok Rover. Wow. By the way, it's really sick what Uchi with local and call with the private league. Your podcast on YouTube kept me busy today. Bro, yes. Yep. I'm so happy with Second Wind. The pseudo SSF. Guys, I'm almost level, I'm level 85 on my Smith. It's crazy. Go get a hug from my wife right now. I gave her a hug. I gave her a hug. Thanks for the follow, bro. Your favorite art? Oh, Chapel Roan. Not chaperone. Chapel Roan, man. Not Jason. I feel like you don't grasp the reason many people don't like you. It's definitely not because you're positive. There are many positive streamers. I know why people don't like me. They think that I'm fake. I've addressed that many times. That I'm not real, that I don't play the game. That is the reason. And those are all lies. Addressing people not watching the video, mischaracterizing try video. If making a criticism, at least watch the videos. Not engaging try content, but attacking try personally is too much. That's literally it, yeah. Sorry, that wasn't what I was going to resend. Yeah. I feel like... Hell yeah, Cat Chat. Try, I just want you to know that your content is so good it genuinely has me considering to try making my own content at this game despite being a first-time ARPG player. I was a first-time ARPG player in PoE, man. Started with PoE, played that the heck out of that, just made videos, and this happened. It's a blessing and a curse. Go for it, my man. Hey, Dad of Exile, what's happening, dude? Dude, that is an amazing name. Holy crap, I want that name. Remember, this too shall pass. I've said that to myself so many times when the kids were toddlers. Yeah. No, it's gonna pass. It's no... I'm gonna keep making these type of videos. I'm gonna keep saying my opinion. I'm gonna keep highlighting other opinions. I'm not gonna stop doing that. It's just... It's reviling that people just go out there and lie. And lots of people believe the lies. You know, you feel like that will never happen to you. You know, you see it happen with like the world and politics and all that, right? But you never really feel like, I don't know. I'm not involved in a lot of drama in my real life. Like, this is like the drama. This is I don't deal with drama outside, but I have a very nice life. So this is like, what is going on? Like, people are lying. People don't lie. My family doesn't lie to each other. My wife and I don't lie to each other. My brother and I don't lie to each other. My friends and I don't lie to each other. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't deal with it. I'm like giga sheltered. So that's another thing. That's my problem. I'm like, I'm so insulated. It's dumb. I feel like Toeli, man, I don't even know what's going on. Oh, we're about to have a podcast. 5 minutes, we have a podcast. They want to believe the lies because they already hate you. Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to understand, you know? I don't like the drama, man. Just stop being so sensitive and keep making content. I know. People hate when I talk like this, talk about this stuff. People hate it, but I feel like the live stream is where I talk about it. Because I'm not going to make like a freaking video about it, you know? But I feel like, I don't know. I know people don't like it. Well, we're going to talk about it on the pod. I think Blaze is going to ask me questions about it. So, yeah. Yeah, big eyes. I know. Criticism I heard is that people feel like you are disingenuous and make clickbait content. Feeling of disingenuous is subjective and the clickbait is true. So what are people lying about? What's clickbait about my videos? I don't release any clickbait videos. I make the title first, and then I make the content after. The content always matches the title. If people are pissed off that I have a high click-through rate on my videos, that's one thing, but it's not clickbait. That's not clickbait. I'm not lying to anybody with my content. Not clickbait. People are being... Last time I checked, it's your stream. Do what you want to do. Yeah. That's good. I envy it and never changed. My family was full of liars, so I've gotten used to it, to spotting and how to handle it, but I'd rather them just be chill people. Yes, it's nice that they're chill people. I'm very lucky with my family, dude. Yeah, like, I don't know, guys. Like, I'm a very emotional person. That's like the whole disingenuous thing. See, here I go. I'm talking about it again. Whatever. It is my channel. I'm going to talk about it. That's why the disingenuous thing I'm so confused about, because I am like so straightforwardly myself in my videos and in my lives. When I hear or when I like read people saying I'm disingenuous, like I'm fake or lying, it's like I get like, it's not imposter syndrome, but it's like, is that really me? Am I me? You know, I don't know how else to describe it, because this isn't something that I've ever encountered, you know? You don't get that in real life when you're just being yourself. But then you go online and you make videos and they get popular and people are like, that guy's a liar. I can see that. That guy's fake. He's faking it. He's faking everything. It's all fake. It's all for engagement. No, bro. Nah, it's definitely clickbait. Didn't you make a video where you said hardcore is easy or something? Then in the video say, not easy and it's actually a guide, and then you change the name of the video? I mean, clickbait videos is common. That's acceptable, but saying they aren't clickbait is what most people have a problem with. People don't like being lied to. Yeah, you're talking about... Where is it? Yeah, I had 3 titles. The thumbnail was always the same. Here you go. This is the video you're talking about, bro. It's a good example. It's a good example. I think that would be the most qualification, and this is the only type of video I've ever done of that, too. The video was worst attempt ever. That was the thumb. Stupid thumb. And this is the title that won out. Silly Path of Exile 2 Hardcore Solo found failed run in 0.3 the third edict. And it was me failing a hardcore run. And the video was called Path of Exile 2 Hardcore is easy, right? So that I can see what you mean by clickbait there. But again, that's like the only type of video that I've done of that. All this stuff, let me go back. Since late 2024, I'd say we good. So I'd say my early videos, we'll go back to oldest. Like what? This era of try, where's era? These, I feel like they're more clickbaity, 100% from 2 years ago. I think you have a point. Is it Shythan who was talking to me about this? Flamin' Anus. Holy crap, what a name, bro. Flamin' Anus. I think these were a lot more like clickbaity from 2 years ago. But I definitely evolved and changed, and I took feedback to heart, because a lot of people, you know, gave me that feedback with all these videos. And I did change my style. By the way, look at that. Oh my god, look at how young I was. Holy crap. Yeah, it's not clickbait. It's not clickbait. Yeah, the Golden Age video is not clickbait. It's not rage bait. Everybody's saying that. It's totally wrong. Clickbait is when a title doesn't match the content of a video at all. A sarcastic title is not clickbait. I know. But you claimed you don't clickbait, and I gave you an example you can't deny. Now you're removing the goalposts. I like your content, especially your podcast and the hype videos for PoE2. This is what I'm talking about. Just small stuff like this makes you feel disingenuous. Flamin' Anus, man, if you do feel that way, that's totally fine, dude. I do disagree. I do disagree. I just explained literally one-to-one the entire video, all the titles I used, and the content within. Not clickbait. Clickbait is lying in a title, like saying, if I said, this is the best build of all time in Path of Exile 2, and then you click in and it's my terrible Smith of Kitava Wolf, clickbait. If I say, this podcast with Jonathan Rogers by me was incredible, and you go in and it's Gazzy interviewing Jonathan, clickbait, right? So yeah, me and my emotional stuff. So me and my emotional self. Like, I also recently made the decision that I'm not gonna treat this like a job like I have been for the past year. So I feel a lot more free. Just say whatever, because, all right, you know what? If this take of me speaking out against shitty actors in the Path of Exile community gets me like so much hate from you guys watching now or from other viewers, so be it. So be it. All right, Blaze is messaging me. Lit. Me too. I am ready. I shall knock on Twitch. All right, we're gonna... Blaze is gonna interview me. It's gonna be lit. I'm so excited. How can I not? He needs to washroom. Washroom. The washroom? There are differences in clickbait titles. It's normal to make a title a little bit more dramatic. A lot more dramatic. Let's be real. My titles can be really dramatic. But real clickbait is to advertise something that isn't in the video. Right. Or content that is fake, like some videos with easy league starter, and then you see they're level 80 in Act 1. Right. There are people... And Flamin' Anus. Hello, my sir. Wait. Oh, I missed one of your things. Flamin' Anus. No, clickbait, you don't have to directly lie. It's just anything that is overtly trying to make you bait into clicking the video. I totally disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. Then, if that is your definition, Flamin' Anus, every single one of my videos is clickbait. I am trying my best to make you click on my video. You have me caught. I want you to click on my video because I did have a dream of like being a full-time content creator. And to do that, I need more people to click on my videos. But I make sure I don't lie in my titles. But I will make my titles and my thumbnails as engaging as freaking possible. Are there some duds? Yes. But some of them work really well. I guess our definitions are different, Flamin' Anus. It's the same thing with the Golden Age thing. A lot of people's definitions of a Golden Age were not my definition, which is the definition. A Golden Age is like the peak period of something. The apex of like creation and happiness and, right? That's why I was like, yeah, PoE1's Golden Age was probably, I'd say, from like Ritual, I'd say to Arch Nemesis. I think 3.13 to 3.18, or maybe not Arch Nemesis, maybe Sentinel. I think 3.18, or sorry, 3.13 in PoE1 to 3.18 Golden Age of PoE1. That is my opinion. It's subjective. And my opinion is also that the Golden Age is over. I've been having this long conversation with Flamin' Anus. I don't want to... Where's Flamin' Anus? No clip. There are people who clickbait more than you, and they are honest and transparent. Zero problems. No, Flamin' Anus, if that is your definition, thank you for defining your terms. If we were in a debate, I would have been like, Flamin' Anus, 69. What is your definition of clickbait? And you would have said, anything that makes you want to click on the video. And I would have said, a 100% clickbait, baby. All of my videos are clickbait if that is your definition. You are bang on, my brother. Just FYI, 53-year-old gamer dad, I started watching your content more recently and love the content. I stay for the positivity, intelligence. Whoa, 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 Emmy, and humor. Keep up the brilliant work and have fun. Thank you, Emmy. Your best videos are where you're being yourself. Well, then I am being myself very hard right now, guys. We're being really hard myself, okay? All right, I have knocked. Mute audio. All right, I've knocked. He also completely deflected, ignored my question about what people were lying about as well. Oh, Flamin' Anus? Bro, I am engaging you in conversation. I dodged nothing. What are people lying about? Saying that I've never played Path of Exile 1, that I hate Path of Exile 1, that I've never beat the Path of Exile 2 campaign, that I've never said an ill word about grinding your games, or Path of Exile 2, or Path of Exile 1. All these things are contradictory, by the way. Okay? Saying that I'm an asshole behind the scenes, that I hate on other people, and that I'm difficult to... Like, people just say tons of crap. And you know what? It's because it was put in their heads. It was put in their heads by other people. That is what people are lying about, Flamin' Anus 69. That. I can spew out at the mouth with ease like that. Lie, 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 lie. Chat is going very fast. Chat is going fast. That's not true. Try did hate a good amount on PoE2 this league. I did. And now I have a level 95 character and a level 84 character. Woo! Let's go. From hate to love. I'm a very passionate person. All right, Flamin' Anus, dude. Like, Flamin' Anus 69. I fully submit. If that is your definition, making people want to click on my videos is clickbait, you win. And I just answered what people are lying about. So, yes. Navy. Yes, 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 yes. Put an age restriction on the internet already. Kids everywhere. Navy is based. Australia's doing it right. This is going to get me in so much trouble. People are going to hate this. 18 or older to make social media accounts. Boom. Yep. Yep. Oh, McCrisper, thanks for the $3, man. Keep being genuine. Keep having fun. I will. And if I don't have fun, I will disappear for a long time, which I did this league. Flamin' Anus. Flamin' Anus. I want to hear the last part. Come on. Do you have anything else to say? What do you mean? You are lying about what my definition of clickbait is now. I didn't say anything to click. I said overtly baits you into clicking. Yes, I am overtly trying to bait you into clicking. 100%. If that is your term, yes, let's do this thing. All right, we're getting in with Blaze. I am a masturbator. Need to practice banning people. I don't like banning. Big guys, thanks for the sub, bro. 5 months. Don't feed the trolls. I was having an honest debate with, I keep forgetting his name, Flamin' Anus 69. Crimson Cast, what's going on, my man? That definitely won't get clipped. Oh, the Flamin' Anus thing? It might get clipped. All right, do we have DM? DM? Thanks for the $5, dude. Which league are you going to finally play Blood Mage? Maybe next league. Okay. No age, crazy take, no age restriction. Okay, well, that is a crazy take. How do where's my music? There it is. All right. Virtual camera. All right, we're gonna see if this works for Blaze. All right. I'm keeping chat up on screen. All right, where? I invited you for I accepted the collab. Didn't I accept? What? I invited you to a session. How could you? All right, I accepted. I accepted. I don't see him in there, though. I don't see Blaze in there. First thing you vehemently disagree with me on? Oh, I know. Well, my girl... Okay. How about social media? Maybe not internet, but social media. I think that I was a little, like, incorrect. I accepted your collab. Am I not on his collab? Try this link. All right. I'm going to try it. Join new session. Join session. We in? We in. Oh, I got to mute myself. Oh, God. All right. I think we're in now. All right. We in now. Social media. 18 plus for maybe social media. Notify my followers that I'm going live as a guest. Uh-huh. Okay, I need to try crossbows. I might. Okay. We calling in Discord? Sick. Shared chat is on. Let's go. Hello, Blaze people. What's going on, Blaze people? This is gonna be big. I'm very excited. The GOAT is in the chat. Frosty LaRue TV. Frosty, I feel really bad that I haven't really given No Rest for the Wicked a fair shake. I really feel like I have to do that. I'm so bad at Souls games. It kicked my butt and I rage quit. Oh, there he is. Hello, hello.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh crap.
Get your bums ready for another episode of the Passive Tree podcast.
Oh my God. What's happening, man?
Dude, I'm so good, bro. I died last night because someone put some black magic on me.
No.
We're so back already. It's all good.
Here, let me open your stream really quick. Oh crap. All right, we good. We good. What does this work? Can you just enlarge in my my image?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sick. Okay, cool.
We'll
did some shenanigans.
This.
Perfect. Oh.
Look at that.
I fit just
Are you
right.
happy with that?
Oh, I fit just right, man. We good. Good.
Nice. Are you all ready to go? Got yourself a drink and whatnot?
Okay, I'm not gonna drink anymore because I don't have to pee. But I've already had 2.5 gallons of water today, so we're good. I
Oh my
do.
god, this guy's water maxing.
Oh,
That's
I'm
crazy.
dude, lots of water, dude. Ever since working out, and now I'm running 3 miles at the gym, and I'm biking 8. I sweat like a madman now, so I need a lot of water. I was not sweating near. Biking makes me sweat more than running. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Damn,
I didn't
bro.
know that.
Yeah, that's a lot of activities for how much snow and cold we're getting right now, which is you gotta get it somewhere, right?
Indoor. So yeah, we got the gym membership, man. So now the gym is 2 minutes from our house. So my wife and I, either we go together, we get grandmas to watch the kids, or we trade off. So at nighttime, like I'll go for an hour, she'll go for an hour, and then, put kids to bed and then spend time together and everything. And dude, wow, I didn't even talk about this on stream. It's the best thing ever. I'm already yapping a lot. Sorry, Blaze. My daughter has slept 2 nights, my 3-year-old, 2 nights all the way through. And after story time, she's put herself to sleep by herself. I am so freaking happy. She's so great. This is the best thing ever. She hasn't woken us up a single time. We slept through the night. This is going to be night number 3. It has changed my life. Changed my life. So
Let's go, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing. They grow up so damn fast, don't they? God damn.
yeah, they do. They do. Dude, I have to ask. I don't know if you can do this or not. In Discord, can you enable virtual camera so I could like look and see you on my, like you won't have the delay?
Sure.
Otherwise, I can look at the Twitch, but you have a delay. I don't know. I like seeing your face.
Let me do that. Let me do that for you.
Okay, cool.
It's gonna be the interface though.
That's fine.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I can see, but now I can see you. Like I can see you like talking, which is good.
Yeah, you're not gonna see like into the past, basically how it was
Yes.
before.
Yes.
All
Exactly.
right. Yeah. So you know how it goes. I'll do a countdown. We'll get the intro started and we'll get going. The interviewee gets interviewed, boys. This is great. This is
Here we
great.
go. Here we go.
All right, boys. All right, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Passive Tree Podcast, a podcast dedicated to talk about life, Path of Exile 2, and everything in between. Tonight on episode 35, I'm joined by a fellow PoE2 creator, streamer, and podcast host. He's none other than Talkative Try. Welcome on, and how are you doing tonight, sir?
Blaze, thank you for the invite. I am doing so well. As we just said in the pre-pod talk, my daughter has now slept 2 nights through the night successfully. It has changed my life. I have so much more energy. I feel like a new man, and I'm ready to yap.
Let's do it, man. I'm so excited for you. That's amazing. Yeah, so let's start off with a little bit of a sentimental note. So I had you first on this podcast. I think it was almost 8 months ago. I had just under 200 subs to my name at the time. And since then, your interview actually opened a lot of doors for me. So right out the gate, I just want to say props to you and thank you for, just being an amazing person and helping me sort of open my door to the PoE space.
100%, man. I love that you were very persistent in chatting with me in that first time, and I'm glad that I responded in the comments and then in Discord. We got that set up. We've got you connected to so many other folks in the PoE community because there are a lot of awesome people, as you now know very well. And it's great that they're chatting with you. And it's great that you're doing podcasts, not only about PoE, as I'm sure we're going to talk about, but about their lives. It's so fascinating to learn about all these, popular niche creators, and particularly, I really like their early gaming experiences. You've done something in a niche that's also niche, and it's freaking awesome.
Thank you, man. No, it means so much to hear from you, dude. Like that part of the podcast has been something that I thought about initially, even back when we did our first episode like 8 months ago, because there was just so much of not the same conversation happening, but I like learning about people behind the content. I think that that's such a key part of this show, and it's been received so well by the community. People love sort of learning more about insights about other people's lives and people's content. It has had some feedback negatively as well. Some people are like, this podcast is half fluff and half amazing. Cut the fluff, man. And I'm like, no, this is the way I like it. So I'm glad that you guys have all been enjoying the podcast, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%. You touch on something really important there. There can be a lot of repetition if you're just talking about like Path of Exile 2, which is the game that we both play a lot of, or just Path of Exile 1, Path of Exile 2. And I do feel that, you know, doing my podcast, right? Especially if I do a huge slate and there's a dominant community view of the patch, like I feel like there has been with 0.4, it can get a little repetitious. So your podcast, I even started, honestly, inspired by you, I started weaving in a few more personal questions near the end of my pod. I was like, you know, Blazes is really entertaining. I freaking love Blazes. Hey, I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to put it in mine, see how it goes. And it's it's a great part of the pod. I just don't do it as much, but I don't want to steal your niche. So I'm doing it a little bit, not a lot.
Yeah, I saw that with Prada's pod. Had to compliment you on that. I mean, to be honest with you, bro, like when you did the pod with DM and you guys went on that tangent for like an hour about fast food, that was probably my favorite episode of the Still Sane podcast. Had nothing to do with PoE2. It was just two dudes just chatting about fast food and like, you know, passions were high. So yeah, it's nice to, you know, mix in a few things here and there for sure.
100%. Definitely.
Okay, so just as a follow-up question about the podcast stuff. So I've had the opportunity since our podcast to, as you mentioned, interview quite a few creators, large and small. Have you learned about any new creators from these episodes?
Oh, yeah. Major Aimless, Young Wadak, several others. And then I've interviewed Major. Like that was one that was very entertaining. Young Wadak, I think, is probably my favorite one, just because you guys... Recently, I actually listened to that podcast, the first one you did with him, and then you did a second one that you did because I had to cancel last minute. And both those were excellent. And in the first one, you guys talked about something that was just like so fascinating. It was kind of like juggling life and content. And especially in the past few weeks, that really, really spoke to me. So yeah, I think Young Wydock is the biggest one, and he's making banger videos. So thanks for introducing me to him. He rocks.
He does rock. He's cooking up some great stuff. He just dropped an awesome new video not too long ago that definitely spoke to my heart as an HCSSF enjoyer for sure. So I'm glad to hear that you've been like, you know, enjoying the episodes, learning about new creators that have inspired you as well. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of get your general sort of vibe about the second Win League. So started off last Friday. Congratulations, by the way. From what I understand, it's the biggest PoE private league ever. So yeah, just wanted to say congratulations. And how has it been?
Thank you. It's been a whirlwind, and it is the biggest private league of all time. The second largest was Pox's private league in Settlers of Kalgur. That was for Path of Exile 1. This one, we thought it was going to be a couple thousand players. Obviously, it became Titanic. You know, we're pulling strings behind the scenes. I'm prodding GGG like, hey, more slots. And we have a 60,000 player maximum right now. I don't think we're going to hit that at this point. We have funded over 50,000 slots, and that was full at one point. Some people are like dropped from the league and everything, but it's been an absolute blast. It's exactly what we pitched it. It's SSF light. All right. So there's 50K people in there, but there are like almost 1 million on the main PoE servers. So it's trade, but there aren't as plentiful as resources. There are some things that aren't even listed on the trade site. The economy can fluctuate like that. I was watching some omens go from like 5x to 50x in the span of an hour, and I was like, no, what is going on? It's crazy. And I love being a part of it. I've never played a private league before in Path of Exile 1 or PoE2, and it's a very different vibe than just a normal league. And I think it's cool to reset mid-league and just have that little bit of fun if you're really enjoying the patch, which I am. I don't think I would have done this in Dawn of the Hunt. I may have done it in 0.3. I didn't, but in this one especially, I had a legit second wind, and I really enjoyed the patch. So it was the perfect patch to launch something like this, and it's just been unreal. The support has been crazy from the community and from GGG, honestly.
It is the perfect name too. I don't know if it was like a collaborative effort by you and all the other boys, but like whoever came up with that name, you deserve a medal because yeah, it was like such a bang on name for sure.
It's Guitarholic. Shout out to him. He is a behind the scenes dude in Path of Exile. He created the Discord. He pings all the creators and tells them, hey, you should say this on stream. Hey, you should talk about this on stream. Hey, you should reach out to these creators. He is the mastermind behind Second Wind. He's also helped out a lot in the BPL for PoE1, which is, I think it's the Badgers private league. And he's just giving good advice all around for a lot of A lot of the PoE creators that I talk with a lot, like Local Hole. So shout out to him. He came up with the name.
Okay, Guitaraholic, you are awesome. Sounds like you're a pretty amazing part of the community. I've obviously seen him in my streams and your streams as well, and he's been a pleasure to always interact with. So we talked a little bit about why the second Wind League was so popular, but I was wondering if you could maybe elaborate as to sort of like what were these contributing factors that made it like maybe the biggest private league ever, basically.
100%.
What led to that?
Yeah. So anybody who's been playing Path of Exile 2 recently, especially the first few weeks of 0.4, knows that the temple was initially thought to be goated mechanic. People got out of the campaign. They're like, dog mechanic. This is the worst thing ever. It's not useful. And then right as people were figuring it out, and realizing, oh my gosh, you can juice unlike ever before. We're dropping divines, we're dropping mirrors, we're dropping a headhunter, a temple. GGG also released a hotfix that buffed the temple even more, like the same day. So it became one of the most lucrative mechanics of all time. And people were like, okay, well, you got to build the temple first. How can you build a temple really, really fast? And then we found the Holton strategy exploit. Honestly, at this point, guys, my mind has been changed. Grinding your games banned no one for it. It's not an exploit. It's a strategy. They may have patched it, but they didn't ban. So I have changed my mind. I was like, exploit, exploit, exploit. But now I call it just a strategy. They used the Holton strategy to build temples really fast. They shared crystals, and there was some sharing going on. They built a really fast temple, and this caused the economy to explode for the people who use this because they made their Giga Juice temples really fast. Divines went through the roof. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, inflation is crazy. They're freaking out. People are quitting. I think there's a little bit of a perceptionist reality going on there. I did release a video on this saying, hey, divines, exalts, chaos. Oh, man. Don't try to farm those. Instead, go for Abyss. Go for the Omens. Look how much the Omens are going for. Hey, go do Breach Splinters, and the, I'm showing my idiocy. What are the special things?
Lists.
The what? The what?
The catalysts.
The catalyst. Yeah, the catalyst. I'm so bad. Look at that. I still attach catalysts, actually, in my mind, to Metamorph, and then to Ultimatum from PoE1, and now they're freaking Breach in PoE2. Oh my gosh. The catalyst, and then farm expedition logbooks for the runic splinters. You can get like a couple divines a logbook. There's all these other strategies, but a lot of people perceived economy's cooked. I'm going to quit. So they quit. But then Local Hole had the brilliant idea of, okay, you know what? Economy's cooked. People think the economy's cooked. Basically cooked. Let's make a new private league. Get a couple thousand people in there. We'll have a really chill vibe. The Holton mechanic is disabled and the temple has been changed. It'll be kind of like a refresh with what GGG intended the league to be. And it blew up. Absolutely blew up. You got freaking starting with 2,000 people the first day. Then we bounce up to 5K. I make a video on it. We're at like 15K. I make another video. Local Hole releases that banger trailer. Very sultry voice from Local Hole. We hit like 40,000 by launch of it. And I just, we're talking with GGG. I'm sending a message just like, guys, we need to increase the slots. They're like, there's no way. We're not, slots? No, we can't do any more. 40K is max. And then we overcap by 7,500. And we're almost at 50,000 with 7,500 people on the wait list. And I wake up and I see a message from GGG. They're like, yeah, we up the slots. And it's been crazy. So, and some people have realized that maybe this is a little harder than main league because of the scarcity, because there's less people, and they've bounced back. But a lot of people have appreciated the community vibes of Second Wind. Bustling Discord, almost 10K members, literally 2 weeks old, right? The global chat popping off, people sharing items, people selling items for super cheap. It's just been great vibes all around. Realized that was the longest answer of all time. But like I said, dude, I have so much energy right now. It's kind of crazy. No caffeine, no energy drinks, just a full night's sleep 2 days in a row. Let's go.
Dude, you broke that down perfectly. The play-by-play there was unreal. I think we have the entire chronological timeline now. Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that the 0.4 patch has been a little bit of a whirlwind, a lot of back and forth. And, I think it is absolutely the perfect time or the perfect patch to drop a private league because there was this desire to play the game. Um, and the new economic reset starting fresh, I feel like it just incentivized people who may have even quit the game to come back in because, as you mentioned, a lot of people were sort of under this impression that like, oh, I'm so far behind now. The temple is out of control. And so yeah, like I think that if anyone was going to drop a banger private league during any league, it would have to be this one for sure.
Oh
And
yeah.
it sounds like it's been an excellent experience for a lot of people for sure.
I don't think this will be replicated ever, unless PoE when PoE2 goes free to play, it becomes like a million player a league game where it's the which is possible, right? I'm talking about it like on Steam, a million players on Steam. Maybe it'll happen again, like if it blows up that much in popularity. But I think this was lightning in a bottle. I really don't think this will occur anytime soon, especially from people. I think Local Hole has hosted a few private leagues before, but all of us were very green on this. Like I've never done private league, so the approval process was confusing. Like when I first co-hosted the league, I like messed up my accept invite to the league and I was screwing everything up, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. And also the system from Grinding Your Games, I was going to say it's archaic, but that's not fair. They never expected to have this many people sign up for a private league. They expected, a couple hundred. The whole it's so convoluted and it's so messy. So just in case private leagues become a big thing, we have a long list of feedback for PoE in this regard that we're going to send right to GGG. So,
Oh, that's amazing. I feel like I guess to my knowledge, being that this is the biggest like private league ever, like it was kind of like a stress test that hadn't happened in a long time or ever happened before. So that is a beautiful silver lining about all this is that not only did this happen, but now you can actually provide like valuable feedback for GGG to be like, yo, these are some things that we could improve private league wise. And moving forward, when they do season 2 of Second Wind and season 3 and stuff like that, you might be working with some, QOL on those sides of things as well.
yeah, third wind, fourth wind, fifth wind, sixth wind, we'll see which.
It's got to be a
sticks.
reoccurring thing now, man. Absolutely.
I think so. That's the plan. So we'll see what we do for 0.5. Probably later in the league though. So we'll see.
Yeah. So speaking of whirlwinds and things going 180 degrees, you noted in one of your early videos that 0.4 burnt you out faster than any league ever had before. It was labeled an overall L from yourself. But then after taking a break, you came back and you ended up enjoying 0.4 more than any other league. So quite the sort of 180-degree shift. Love to hear that, by the way, because I'm also having a ton of fun in this league. I've been playing it like nonstop, as you know.
Yeah.
Are you able to walk us through sort of what initially happened, maybe summary, and then how that all kind of got turned around for you?
Yeah, 100%. So I think later in the pod, we're going to talk a little bit about the non-PoE2 stuff. So I'll talk solely about the game stuff here because a little bit of a spoiler for a little later. I think there were a lot of out-of-game factors that were contributing to that burnout, but we're only going to talk about the PoE2 stuff here. So, sure. PoE2 League starts. Very excited for Druid. Very excited for the Val Temple. I was, Cloud 9, essentially. Start it, play it a lot. Don't die. I'm like blasting through. I finished the campaign so easily in like, I think 10 hours. I got through the campaign. Very strong build on my Shaman Bear. I feel like a lot of the Druid skill builds are kind of, the basic ones are kind of almost pre-made for you. So for someone like myself who I don't tinker a ton in like POB or anything, just having all the pieces in front of me, I can make a banger build. And I was destroying stuff. I'm blowing stuff up. I'm not, deleting things in a couple seconds, but like endgame bosses, but the campaign bosses, they lasted no time, right? Got a few good drops on my talisman in early game and it carried me through the campaign. I hit endgame, and I'm experimenting a lot, okay, as well, with my build. I hit endgame, okay? And I'm doing maps, map after map, and I'm not getting, the one big thing that I'll point out, I'm not getting any support gems. I'm getting like greater jeweler's orbs, support gem, or not getting support gems, and I'm like, I got empty sockets, and I have these support gems that I picked that don't actually work for my skills, and I'm thinking, oh, this is so frustrating. Like, I could go buy them on trade, but I'm sure the next map is going to drop a support gem. In addition to that, I wasn't getting any new gear upgrades. I'm checking the shop every single time, and I'm not getting any drops on the ground and everything. I'm like, okay, I have 7 exalted orbs from the temple, from the campaign. I could go spend that on trade too. And then I go to the Val Temple, and the Val Temple in Endgame, as we talked about briefly earlier, it's trash. It's not, it's in that middle point, right? Where campaign, it was goated. I had max quality talisman, max quality body armor. I was getting exalts, regals, artificer's orbs, and all that. Great for the campaign. And then at the end game, when you juice the temple, it's dropping mad currency, right? I'm in that middle point, and I'm not getting anything from the temple. I'm going in, I'm clearing every room, going slow, right? And I'm trying to understand how it works. And I'm not that smart when it comes to these sort of mechanics. So I'm like not getting anything from the temple, and I don't understand how the tiles click together, and it's very frustrating to me. And I'm like, okay, well, Val Temple's not working. League mechanic is usually the catch-up mechanism. In this league, it's not. I'm not getting any drops from the core game. You just go trade, but I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade. I want to do it myself. I want to do it myself. And I crashed out. I essentially just crashed out, and I was like, I can't get anything done myself. This is stupid. I'm upset. I should be able to progress myself. Usually I try to push as far as possible without trading. Usually that's T15 Waystones in PoE2. Usually that's T16 maps in Path of Exile 1. And I couldn't do it. And I was frustrated, and I was dying, and I didn't want to use trade. And I was a crybaby, whiny dude. And I waited a few days. So I stopped streaming. I stopped playing. That Sunday, the 3rd day of the league, I just stopped playing. I didn't play for 9 days after that, okay? I waited 3 days mulling over all my thoughts, everything, with the league, with the stuff we're going to talk about later. And then I decided, you know what? People are like, where the heck are you? Drops are on, right? You're like, you didn't go live for your Dead Rabbit podcast. You did it in private. You recorded in Discord. What the heck is going on, dude? I was getting messages. I was like, you know what? I make videos talking about how excited I am for the game. I make videos about news for the game. I make podcasts. If I'm pissed right now, screw it. I'm going to make a video. I spent Monday and Tuesday, like writing a script. I couldn't get it right. I was like, this almost sounds like I'm trying to like soften the blow. What am I doing? I don't need to soften the blow. I'm just going to press record. So I just went on, I sat on the computer, I clicked on my camera, and I was like, we're doing it raw. And I got on and I did complete raw, no script, just went in game, went off at the mouth about all the in-game things that were frustrating me, because I didn't want to blame it on the out-of-game stuff, because I really do try to keep that off the channel. But we'll talk about that later. I think that had a greater impact than I thought. Okay, so that's the crash out, all right? 9-day break, okay? 9-day break. I have a podcast with Dead Rabbit. I have a podcast with Connor Converse, One Mana Left. Both went really great. And then I had a podcast with Jazzerus, okay? And after the I don't know what happened. Something stirred with me. And I also talked to my dad. Everybody knows my dad is a giga trade gamer. He's a fub gooner, big fub gun enjoyer. And I talked with him too, and he's like, dude, just trade. What are you doing? Like, you were so excited for this. Why don't you just trade? Stop making yourself suffer. Talk to my wife, and I'm like, this is so dumb. I'm getting so upset over this video game, and I was so excited, blah, 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 whatever. So after the Jazzerus pod, I decided to log on. Lunch. I work remote. So I was like, lunch. I usually don't take my lunch. I took my lunch, sat down, guys, had my couple exalted orbs, and I literally fully outfitted my character in support gems. I bought a talisman that was 3x the damage of my current talisman, the one that, I thought was really good, right? Instantly maxed out my resistances, bought better flasks, got all my charm slots, gained so much power. And then I started playing, and the rest is history. I just started having a blast. I gave in. I used trade, even though it was earlier in my progression than I like to, because I like the feeling of doing something myself. But I gave in, used trade, had an absolute blast ever since. And I've been like doing new stuff this league too. Like my brother is flipping currencies, and he's teaching me how to do that, and my other friend Andrew is teaching me how to spot like really good items, like 2-3 mod items, kind of like what Prada was talking about. My friend is like selling freaking white bases for like 20, 25 divine orbs. No, not white bases, magic bases for 20, 25 divine orbs. And I'm like, what is good? You guys are mystical. So I'm actually like learning a lot more of this league too. So this has become my most played league already. And we are a month and a week in. And like, I'm not even close to quit. I'm going to play the hardcore Timmy league. I'm going to try it out. And I might make another character. Like, I'm having a freaking blast. And I thought I was not going to play PoE2 until 0.5. I kid you not. All right. All right, that's the rundown. There we go.
Oh my God. Yeah. So when I saw that initial first video and I watched it, obviously, and I was very like astonished because up to that point, I was like, Try is going to be obsessed with this patch because it's the Druid. We've been talking about the Druid for months and months and months and months. And so, like a week after we've been playing with these new toys, I see this video on your channel saying like, I'm disappointed or something like that. And I was like, ain't no way this man's disappointed with the Druid.
It's
And
true.
obviously it wasn't the Druid.
It wasn't. The Druid was goated.
There was contributing factors.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought it was very funny, that reaction. Definitely not to expected at all. But dude, it makes me so happy to hear that like you obviously we're talking a lot of PoE2 in your like time away from the game. So I feel like that probably like inspired you to get back into the game because you're like, I'm still talking about it with all these awesome people. Why don't I just like give it another chance? And so I'm happy you did, man.
That's so huge too, because I know I get like, I don't know why I get like crap for this, but I introduced the game to a lot of people in my personal life because I'm very talkative, guys. I'm very talkative in my personal life too. My dad, my brother, they've been on the channel, right? My friends. I also tried to get them to play PoE1. None of them, and I tried to do this years ago. None of them wanted to play. Dang it. I still played thousands of hours. But this now, like if I quit, they're all in Discord hanging out. We're at like family function. Like we were at Thanksgiving when the At Ziri Booba trailer dropped. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys. Bane of the Val, At Ziri, we're going to see her commune with the beast. Jazzwist was right. So here's what happened, all right? So there was this beast, okay? Right? Literally at Thanksgiving, like we're talking about this. So it does make it a lot harder. It made it a lot easier to get right back into it because I'm like surrounded by people talking about it. And who knows, maybe if I would have booted up Baldur's Gate 3 that night instead of logging back onto PoE2 during lunch, I wouldn't have logged back in. But I logged back in, I played a map, I was like, man, this feels good. And I just kept going. And that's that. So, yeah.
What a journey. What a journey. This whole league has been a journey, man. Excited to be on this journey with you. And I'm super stoked that you got back into the game and have just found this like new love and passion for it. Personally, I do feel like this is I think it's chalking up to be my favorite league as well. Like it's weird because as you mentioned, like there have been a lot of swings, especially with the temple. But now that it's sort of in a like serviceable spot, like I'm just loving the way the game feels right now, the way the game plays, and I'm very excited for like the future of it.
No, Blaze.
Speaking of the future of the game,
don't be excited, dude. But here's the thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but man,
no, you're good.
I'm telling. On my wife, on my friends, I'm like, if I'm staying up till 2 a.m. playing this jank-ass endgame, and they're supposed to make a huge, amazing endgame for 0.5, what is going to happen, dude? Like, I don't even know. Like, I can't pull 5 a.m. nights. I have a job. I have a family. Like, if I am already being retained this hard, I'm kind of scared, Blaze. I'm kind of scared for the future of PoE2 because it's gonna hurt my sleep schedule.
I know, dude. I've been saying that since 0.1. Like, we've been playing since the game came out. I can't believe it's already been a year. Time has flown by. I guess time flies when you're having a lot of fun playing PoE2. And yeah, like even since 0.1, I was saying to myself, like, dude, if I can get this much enjoyment out of an early access game that has barely been complete, like it's 1/10 complete of its full potential, basically, the way to look at it, I can't even process how much fun I'm going to be having down the road. So, but yeah, man, like every like little step forward. And I think that 0.4, despite it having its hiccups and issues, like has been definitely a step forward in my perspective. But yeah, dude, I got to ask you about the interview. So speaking about moving forward, you move forward with your 6th interview with Jonathan Rogers before the launch of 0.4 for a massive interview. And from one interviewer to another, I just wanted to see if you could elaborate on sort of your process about how you prepare for such a big undertaking.
Yeah, 100%. So I think I've done the same thing for every single interview with Grinding Gear Games that I've been able to prepare for. So obviously I went out to those events in LA and they were sporadic. They were like, oh, you're going to get to interview Jonathan because they don't pull names out of a hat, but you don't know beforehand that you're going to get to talk to him. So those were literally like, all right, I just played the game. Time to go talk to Jonathan. You get 30 minutes, okay? The other ones, I put a ton of effort into. I base my style on Zizarin, on my prep style. So usually what I always saw him do was like lay out stuff in a spreadsheet. You have your category of question, you have your actual question, then you have notes, how you think they'll respond to it, follow-ups you have prepared, and then you order your questions in a way that you think will naturally flow the conversation, right? Have it all in front of you. So I do a lot of prep beforehand based on that. I put, for all my interviews that I prepped for beforehand, 80% of the questions, maybe higher in a few, from the community. Pull my community on Discord, go to Reddit, say, hey, the threads are there, like, and I say, hey, you know, gonna interview Jonathan, highest upvoted questions, I'll add to the interview. Anything, go for anything, right? Also, we'll do it like on YouTube. Like I just basically pull the community. I do have my finger on the pulse for what the community wants to hear about. So, you know, a few of those like obvious ones, like why no end game? What's going on? Are we going to get any end game like I did for this particular patch? I'll ask those. Yeah, I really try to pull the community and I really try to take myself out of it because I think what I'm interested in is not what the community might particularly be interested in. Like a lot of the questions that I'm interested in, the community will see as kind of fluffy, right? Like I am fascinated by the game development process, the thought process behind Jonathan, Mark, everybody else at GGG, because that's what I wanted to do when I was younger. You know, obviously a lot of us who play video games when we were younger, we want to be game designers. That's why I have a computer science degree, because I wanted to become a coder and hopefully transition from coding to game design one day. That didn't work out, obviously. So it's the next best thing is being able to interview some of the guys that are making one of your favorite games, right? But I don't want to put my questions in there because nobody watching that interview a week before the patch is interested in that, really, right? They're interested in, you know, design goals for the current expansion, how this is going to work, how that is going to work, why this balance thing wasn't addressed, why this balance thing was changed in this particular way, right? They're interested in all that sort of stuff. So I try to focus on getting a variety of things from the community. And for this particular interview, I think it's unfortunate, honestly. I was the only person that was interviewing GGG. I didn't know that, which puts a lot more pressure on you because if that's the case, if there's not, there used to be like every patch, 5, 6 different streamers who were going to interview Jonathan or Mark, and they would all have very varying perspectives. Some of them would be more generic, but like Gazzy, right? He would focus on minions. He'd ask a lot of minion questions, right? Because he was really excited about that. Ziggy D will focus on the headline features, right? That was just revealed in all those post Q&A things in the presentation, right? Well, I was the only interviewer besides Ziggy D, so it was like kind of my response to try to get all the questions from the community. And I did the same thing as always. I said, highest upvoted stuff, the stuff that obviously people are all asking about, those are the things I'm going to ask. I don't care what they are. They can be uncomfortable, they can be difficult questions, whatever. I'll ask them all. And I did. But the reception to the interview was very interesting from my perspective. But I don't know if we're going to dive into that yet, but that's basically my prep process. A lot of prep. Probably like 10, 11 hours of prep for each interview personally, because I really don't want to mess it up. So many things I could have done better in that particular interview too. I don't like making excuses. I was sick. I did have like 101-degree fever. That sucked. But also, like I kept looking to the side of my screen to look at my questions instead of like looking at the camera, looking at Jonathan. That might make him a little uncomfortable. I didn't ask follow-ups to some pretty freaking obvious questions because I was worried. I had like 50 some questions and I wanted to get through all of them. And you're on a timetable there. I always want to make sure that I'm respectful of Jonathan's time. Like I don't like going over. If it's a 30-minute interview, it's a 30-minute interview. If it's an hour, it's an hour. If it was 2 hours, which that one was, max is 2 hours. And I was worried I wasn't going to get through all the questions. So there were like I think natural follow-ups that I did think of in the moment, but I was like, hey, I'm just going to move on to the next one. And I shouldn't have done that. And I think that's one of the big things that I need to get better at. And I think some people see that as like pushback questions, like the follow-ups. And I think that is something that I can improve to a great degree on, especially from that interview. I think in prior interviews, I did a better job of asking those like obvious pushback follow-up questions, but that one I didn't. So if I get the opportunity in the future, definitely want to do. I want to let the answer linger I want to think and then I want to follow up. I don't want to just move on to the next question because, oh, there's a timetable or, oh, there's dead air, right? I think it's fine. I think like chatting with Jonathan, I should be comfortable enough at this point to like let it sit for a moment and then think and be like, okay, well, you're like the most obvious one I think, and I hit myself over it, was the warrior archetype question, where I was like, you know, warriors have a lot against them. You wear armor, it slows your movement speed, it's a hidden penalty. You know, there's so many drawbacks on the tree, right? There's the base attack time. And Jonathan, his response essentially was, this is the fantasy we want. So it's in the game. And I just moved on. And I could have been like, this is one of the most problematic issues for such a huge part of the player. But some people do enjoy that. But lots of people, it causes them to not want to touch warrior. Are you okay with having all these hidden penalties for an archetype? Or is that something you should be more open about or open to changing? Like, that's what I should have said, but I didn't. That's something that I think I can improve on for future interviews. Long answer.
Man, interviewing is an art form, and you've been doing it a lot longer than I have. And so it's a tricky thing to guide a conversation, ask a bunch of questions, try to structure the conversation appropriately. You're also worried about time. You're also like being watched by, in your case, thousands of people in front of you know, during your interview. You obviously know this, but like every single person on stream is watching you as well. Like every single person is live with your stream up. So the pressure is pretty high. I don't know how I would personally like handle it all, but I think you do an amazing job, man. And you're super critical of yourself, which is good because it helps you grow and improve. Like I do the same thing with a lot of my interviews. I watch them back. I analyze what I'm saying, how I'm responding, how well I'm doing, what can I improve for next time. And so you have a keen like eye and ear for your own improvements. And it's only going to make you better moving forward when you do the next one, surely.
Yeah, 100%. I agree, and I appreciate that. Like the first time I interviewed him, dude, I don't know if I think you started playing PoE2, well, obviously after that. It was in 2024. Dude, my first interview with Jonathan, didn't even realize it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but he's talking. I have the ob set up improperly, kinda. So like my mic was a little louder than his. And while he was talking, like it was a great conversation. Like Jonathan, I feel like that's when I was like, this is good. Like I got some rapport with Jonathan, because it was such an excited conversation. He was so positive, so passionate. We were laughing, but I was doing something that was bad for broadcasting. He would talk and I would act like he was in the room with me, or we were having a one-on-one on Zoom and there weren't thousands of people watching. So when he would say something, I'd be like, yeah, oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. So I'm like drowning him out. Oh my God, dude, it was so bad. It was so bad. And like instantly I saw everybody after was like, bro, why weren't you looking at mod chat? What are you doing? We were telling you to shut up, man. And I'm like, oh, dude. Never did that again.
That's funny.
Never did it again. So
those are those little things that you have to sort of make the mistake of doing once at least to never do it again. And, you know, I've been there. We've all been there, especially during conversations, like, especially when we're excited, dude. It's so hard not to just like jump in and say what we want to say in that moment. But yeah, dude, like you ended up getting way more interviews after that. So I don't think that he was too upset by it.
No, it was just the audience, the poor audience.
Yeah.
I improved it in the future. I learned. I lived and I learned.
Absolutely. That's all we can do. Yeah. So when I was watching the chat, I was actually pretty surprised that there was like a lot of toxicity within the chat at one point, which I think definitely like I could see visibly having an effect on you. Could you tell me or like kind of hash out like kind of what went down during that interview? And yeah, just like how did you feel after all that shit was going down?
Right. Yeah. Here's a little bit of the spicy section, everybody, because I have not talked about this at all publicly. I've talked about it a lot privately. And this was one of the big things that was eating at me, and I think led to some of my burnout with just like playing PoE or anything involved to it. So during the interview, everybody's watching, like you said. You know, all the popular creators are watching. Every creator is watching, right? Everybody's watching there. They want to hear what Jonathan has to say. They want to learn about the release, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I had chat open during the interview. I usually have chat open during the interview because it's usually pretty chill. Like all my other interviews, it was good. You know, I was moving fast, but, you know, chat's usually pretty chill. We never really have to like ban very few people and everything. My mods usually do a great job. That day we had 2 mods in the chat, and we ended up having, I think across YouTube and Twitch, over 10,000 people on my stream alone. And something started to go down. My mods were made aware of it. There was another creator. There was another creator, Rutu. He has a huge audience. He's like one of the top Path of Exile streamers. He had a huge audience. He was watching the interview as well. And he got timed out in the chat by my mods. Okay? Right? Timed out, not banned. The narrative that has been spread by people who have talked about it publicly is that he was banned. He wasn't banned. He was timed out. And obviously I didn't know what was going on. As soon as I saw the chat go berserk, I closed it. Because I was like, something just happened. I read, like, Rue has been banned, justice for Rue. And I was like, all right, that's not... I can't get distracted. So I did get visibly a little frazzled a little bit there. And I was set off course, so I closed the chat. Okay. And I was like, we're going to deal with this afterward. But holy crap. Privately. And so I found out what happened was, what was going on is my mods were made aware, because there was a lot of toxicity in the chat, right? As you pointed out, right? I've gone back and I've watched parts of the parts of the chat. And there was a lot of toxicity going on. And what was happening was, on Rue's stream, he was like reading the chat, and like his chatters were in my chat typing messages, and he was typing out the messages he thought were funny in his own like chat box, right? Because you can do that, right? And people were like trying to go farther and farther because they were trying to get Rue's attention. They want the cat's attention, right? They were going farther and farther and getting edgier and more toxic and spamming. And my mods were made aware that this was going on. So they timed him out, which means he can watch the stream, but he can't chat in the stream. He can't type in the box and everything, right? And people flipped out. And that happened during the stream, right? The chat flipped out. And then after the stream, Rue and a few other creators that, I don't really want to name them. I don't bear any ill will toward any of them. Flipped out at me. Yeah, basically just me. And kind of just went in, about how, worthless I am, and how, nothing ever good for PoE, and I need to get the heck out of the, I watched, there's like a 5-minute clip that I collected, and watched that, saw other bits and pieces of clips from during the podcast, which, if you want to say he's a jokester, go for it. You can. I respect other people as humans. He doesn't. And, I don't respect that at all. I really don't. I respect pretty much every other content creator. And then after, basically went on a tirade with a few other content creators for hours about me and my impact on the game and and saying a bunch of untrue crap, and that is now propagated throughout the community. And I have seen all these lies about, me, what I've done, what I think, what I haven't done, everywhere ever since then. I see it everywhere. I'll see it in freaking global chat, which I used to have open when I played privately. I see it on the Path of Exile forums, which, yes, I browse the Path of Exile forums. I see it on the PoE2 Reddit. I see it in the main PoE2 Discord. I see it in other Discords. I have, some of my most, I don't know how to, passionate people who were in my community have completely 180'd. And have believed that I hate the game and I'm bad for the game and I'm pushing the game to its death, and it is unbelievable. And I was getting barraged with I don't want to say that, it was hundreds of Discord messages, of comments across my videos just attacking me, of people. We had to ban Cat in Twitch chat because she's Twitch chat was just an absolute maelstrom. And I didn't want to bring a bunch of attention, a ton of attention to it. I don't really want to talk about that stuff. I know that people say I'm dramatic. I guess I don't know. So in my videos, I think I'm just a very emotional person. But I tend to try to be emotional about the game I'm dramatic about the game and like playing the game, and not necessarily about other people. Like I focus on just like ideas and mechanics and the development process and all this stuff. And that really, 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 unlike anything else, affected this whole situation, just affected me deeply. And I know saying this publicly probably could just egg them on, and people have advised me not to do that, people that I really respect, really trust. But it pushed me so much so that like I decided, also a really long time I've really wanted to do this like full time, and I've been juggling my real job, my family, this, really trying to like make it work. And in my head, I just had made that mental switch of, you know what, this is right now. You have a job. You need to not put so much care on this. You need to not care about, what this guy thinks and what all these people think, and let it so much mentally affect you that you're like literally getting depressed. And you don't want to play this game that you otherwise enjoy, that your dad enjoys, your brother enjoys, all your best friends from your childhood enjoy, all because of this, and like make everything so negative and sour. So I had a huge mental reset as well. So going back to like the burnout thing, this heavily affected me. Yeah, all the things I said still stand. I think it's BS, and I have some videos coming out called Path of Exile 2 Quit Moments. It's a great series, kind of like your feedback video on implicit modifiers. In that vein of the things that I'm like, all right, this can be improved. But this, the more I thought on it, was the contributing factor. And it's just like such a massive weight. And I know that the world is like this. I know that the internet is like this. I know that there are trolls. I know that there are terrible people. But it's just something, I guess I am very sheltered, and I've never really had to deal with that. And I would never in my life, ever, even though I am like I have very great distaste for how like Rue conducts himself and what he says and what he does and what he did there, blah, blah, blah. I don't like hate him, and I'm not going to talk a bunch of crap about him. I've been very objective with what happened. This is literally what happened. This is no like my feelings, but no, these are the facts. If you go watch some of those clips, that's a bunch of subjectivity, right? Talking about how, I banned him and I hate him, blah, blah. No, none of that happened. That's all lies. That's not what happened, guys. Trying to be very objective with this. Anyway, yeah, I would just never treat anybody like that. And it still fascinates me in this community about a video game that people act like this. And I have decided, especially since I'm not trying to like make it my full-time job actively anymore, I'm just going to be kind of like free with what I say. Like I would not have said that if I was like trying to go full-time, because that's a naughty thing. You don't say things about other creators, and unless, you want to punch down at them or whatever, right? You don't say like just very basic, like true things that happen that are upsetting. You don't do that. Well, I'm doing it here and now, and I know that it's probably not the best idea, but I think it's important to talk about, because a lot of people are there. A lot of people, I think, this is a theory, this is speculation. I think a lot of people think exactly like how I think, but they don't want to say it. They are scared to say it, because I was that way for a long time, and still kind of am right now. I might be shaking a little bit. Who knows? So, okay, long answer to that question, but there you go, bro.
I appreciate you sharing those insights, man. First off to say, just like, I think the clarity that I just received from like that long explanation helped me understand your disposition so much more with your video. Like anybody who's watching your kind of, burnout or negative, I guess you would say, opinion about the game in 0.4, maybe wasn't understanding these like things that you were dealing with that probably contributed massively and almost exacerbated the feelings of frustration. Like, when I don't find something in Path of Exile 2, it's frustrating, but I'm not dealing with like this particular weight on my shoulders that's going to absolutely like enhance the feelings of frustration and stuff like that. So I think all of this makes so much more sense after hearing like kind of the way that things went down and sort of the events that occurred afterwards. And like, my perspective was that I was super disappointed to see that happen, because I know, because we talk like off stream and stuff like that, like that you are really focused on preparing these interviews to the best of your ability. You're really focused on accumulating all of the community questions and like trying to be as representative of the community as you can be. And So it just really fucking sucks to see that being overshadowed by a bunch of bullshit during an interview that
Right.
everyone's looking forward to, man. Like we're all excited. It's a pre-patch season. We all can't wait to watch these interviews. So yeah, it was just like super disappointing to see how that all went down. But I'm really happy you took a break from all that shit and like bounced back, and now you're just like vibing with the game and
Yeah,
in a better
seriously.
place, man.
Yeah, making like
Yeah.
learning all this stuff about the game that I didn't know, and like having just a grand old time. Like it's been great. So it's been really freeing. Just like thinking over, like having that break, thinking it over it all, and just like deciding speak out against it. Like I think like I don't think like he got banned, and I said something. I was like, good, should be banned. Should be banned. Should not accept that in our community. Shouldn't do it. Nobody else
And
said
it was
anything
for a
public.
completely separate issue too. It
Completely.
was like,
Oh yeah.
it would almost
Wasn't related.
Yeah, yeah.
But it
was not related at all.
wasn't related. It was
Yeah.
3 days after. Right. It wasn't related. But I think I saw like maybe one other creator. I don't want to name them. Say something. But like it's. I don't know. It felt very not because that is. I feel so strongly about it. And I know people are like, oh, it's just trolling. It's just red. And we just had this whole like clip thing in 0.3. And also a large part of that. This is totally separate. This is not clip. This is behavior. This is just it. Honestly, just never conduct myself. And he has a big following. He has a really big following. And it is just very, very surprising. But yeah, anyway, I don't like harping on all that stuff, and that's why I didn't like make a video about it. That's why on streams, I know some people in the chat right now are like, why are you talking about this non-PoE stuff? Well, guys, this is the Passive Tree podcast, and we're going to talk about whatever the heck we want, right, guys? We're going to talk about non-PoE stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, it's all been very, very fascinating to see, and it's a good learning experience. So I think the biggest thing, I'm a humble brag here. The most proud thing is that I talked no shit publicly and very little shit privately about him. I had to talk a little shit because I was pissed. I was like, this is crazy. This is like just an overall W for the community. We get to talk to the devs. We're asking a bunch of the questions. Maybe it's not in the exact way that you would want to hear them asked or the responses you get, but we get to do this. That's so cool. How awesome is this? And all the conversation around it, I kid you not, everybody, was not about the interview. It was about that, and it was rampaging through the community. And it has made me like so almost averse to wanting to reach out again, but fuck that. I'm going to reach out again. You kidding me? Maybe not 0.5 because I think they're only doing like one streamer. So it's like, I don't want to ask again on the chance that I would like get it again. Right. But in the future, heck yeah, guys. Heck yeah. Not dissuading me. You think you're going to discourage me? Hell no. I'm just going to speak up against you, bro. All right. That's it.
So as a follow-up, you said you didn't really talk about this too much privately, but I think that it's important when we're dealing with sort of this like mental stress, all this type of bullshit to just like chat about it, honestly, with like our friends, our loved ones, our support system and whatnot. I'm sure you have your own support system, obviously, with your family and things.
Oh.
Was there anything that anybody that you talked to that gave you some like good advice? Like, did you get any like advice that was super helpful to help like process and deal with all this shit?
I mean, everybody said the exact same thing in different ways. It was essentially, fuck him. I mean, that's the succinct word of it. My dad, my brother, my friends, my wife. My wife didn't say that. She never says the F word. She refuses to say it even in private. I can't even goad her into it, guys. She just like, she'll spell it out, but she won't say it. She still says frick. She still says frick. Like we're in middle school still. It's crazy. But they all kind of just, said, God doesn't matter. Just continue being yourself. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe they're jealous that they're not in that seat asking those questions. Like, that was a lot along the same veins of it. Because when I talked to them, I kind of had to just explain the situation because a lot of them very few of them watch like the developer stuff. Like my brother doesn't even watch the reveals. How can you play Path of Exile 2 and not watch the goated reveals? I don't know if you're watching this, bro. Maybe you are. You're crazy. You got to watch those reveals, man. That's one of the best parts of the patches. Anyway, they don't watch all this stuff, so I had to explain the situation. But, you know, I talked to a few of my, you know, creator friends, and that is when I kind of, went and I'm like, this is some bull. This is some absolute, this is crazy. I'm so mad. I can't believe this happened. And I really try to refrain from doing that. I really try to refrain. If I find myself talking shit about someone, I have to check myself because I really don't like doing that. In my real life, in this, you know, I remember, maybe this is a little, I think it's okay. I remember during the tourist drama in 0.3, when it all happened, I was at a water park and I was super sick because I was sick that weekend, but we had it booked. So I went and I sat in my hotel room while my kids and my wife were in the water park playing, right? And I opened Discord and everybody's freaking out. They're like, yeah, babe, oh, it's going. Everybody was like, you know, like going really hard, like, yeah, go get him, man. And I was like, oh God, this is bad, pull the alarm. And you know, but I still slip into it too. Like I lose my crap sometimes privately, but I knew like you can do it privately and you can recover, but publicly it's really hard. And you know what? My boy, Counteract, freaking has recovered. Log in, dude. He's embraced it. He's killing it. Absolutely killing it. Yeah. Man, I forgot your question. I'm yapping way too much. My words per minute must be like up there, dude. Honestly.
No, I mean, I know, you know, Talkative Try being a yapper. Who would have thought, boys? Who would have thought? But yeah, man, like it sounds like you got some good advice from the homies. I remember listening to your interview with Rax, and it kind of felt like you had some sort of like therapy session at the end, like not in a bad way at all. Like he was able to just, you know, as he does, so well spoken, so articulate, like provide you with some like awesome stuff that you needed to hear, and that was like public as well. And so
that
you
was
know,
a
like
public one.
it sounds like you have a. Yeah, it sounds like you had some good support from the homies and shit like that to get through that.
Freaking Rax, man. Yeah, Rax, that was such a great conversation at the end too. And that's actually the first convo post interview that I had with my dad. Was he didn't watch the interview. He watched the Rax summary of the interview and he texted me, yo, Rex just gave you massive props on your interview. He really liked it. He laid everything out. Sounds like it went really well, son. And I'm like, thanks, Dad. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, Rax is amazing. Dude is a blaster to his core and a good person. You can be an optimizer, min-maxer, sweaty, playing 14 hours, and you can be a good person. These two things can exist at the same time. A lot of people, I swear, they're like, to be a blaster, I must also be a bad person. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Really. But yeah, Rax is great. Jazz also had some really nice words. Connor too. Connor was really nice. Everybody who talked to me immediately after that. I think even though I didn't talk about it publicly, I think a lot of people kind of realized that I was like, oh, not feeling that great. You know, Dead Rabbit too in private. Before our podcast, we talked about it too. Don't get this twisted, guys. I have talked, and maybe they don't like me. I don't care if they don't like me. I like them. I have talked to dozens of people. I think I have like 70 episodes of Still Sane. Almost all of them are with different creators. All of them are good. All of them are really nice behind the scenes. All of them are really chill. They're like all great. No problems. Seriously. All great. The scene is filled with great people, including yourself. I'm sure you might have the same experience, like talking with people, getting like the setup and like the shooting the shit and everything, and just chatting with them, and then talking with them after the fact. Like it's full of like really good people. That's the thing, you know? It's nice.
Oh yeah, no, I talk about this on a lot of episodes. I feel like people are probably sick of me talking about I always call it like the secret sauce that the community has in PoE specifically, but I always fall back on this sort of I still get surprised about it from time to time, just because I have been involved in quite a few gaming communities, and yeah, none have been bar none as like excellent as the PoE2 space has been for me anyway. Like it's just full of massive amazing people. So shout out to all you guys for like listening, and you know, people who are enjoying the show and all that kind of stuff. You guys are dope. I'm happy that you brought up the Still Sane podcast. This man is a master of segues to my own questions. So Dude, the Still Sane podcast is been an inspiration for me ever since I started doing my podcast. It's been a wonderful avenue to help the Path of Exile 2 community, this community that we've just been speaking so highly of, connect to each other and all with regards to creators of all sizes. I mean, you don't exclude people. You go from people like Rax, you go to people like me and everybody in between. How do you feel about its overall effect on the community?
Well, I think that it's a net positive. I think it's great. My goal initially for it was to do something that I felt was lacking in the PoE community leading up to PoE2. Just wasn't long form discussions about the game, getting people's deep thoughts on it. You turn on a stream and very little, it's not very often that you get an extended thought, right? Someone talking about a build, someone, trying to get a clip, right? There's none of this long form discussion. Video essays also didn't really happen with PoE. That's why I also started doing like video essays, right? And they're a lot more prevalent now. Nice. And they're great, right? And this long form discussion was something that I really, really wanted to try to get. And I just flung it out there, reached out to some people, and it just connects all these different creators together. It's so great. It introduces all you guys watching right now to numerous different creators. That was one of the big goals too, because even though it's like a really niche community, there's still so many creators and they all do different things, and YouTube just might not feed their video to you ever. And you might never discover them, right? Unless you see them on another creator that you enjoy and you see them like on their channel, and then you find maybe your new favorite creator. I know like a lot of people were introduced to you through me chatting with you. I know a lot of people were introduced to like Jazzarus too. There are some other smaller folks that people are introduced to. And it's just been great. It's really been great. I like chatting at length, and I like hearing people's full takes on things instead of just trying to get like the witty one-liners and stuff as well. It's fun. It's nice.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I mean, I'm sort of getting the same like feedback that I'm sure you get all the time, where you're like, yo, like I just listened to your pod with X, and I'm like, I'm such a big fan now. Thank you for like showcasing this like
100%.
new creator that's also like awesome. And so it is just like such a cool thing to be able to do. And yeah, I honestly feel like the Still Sane podcast is kind of like the glue for like the community. Like it kind of connects us all together in some sort of way. So super cool. Big props for doing that, man. As a follow-up, this is a hard one, by the way. You don't have to say one, you could say a few, but any favorite episodes personally from the 70 plus over the years?
Okay, well, immediately two names come to mind as favorites. Sorry.
Okay.
The first name that came to, and this is a selfish one. Okay. Launch day, Path of Exile 2. We're waiting in the queue. It's a little rocky. I get a freaking Twitter message from the one and only Josh Strife Hayes, who I'd been messaging back and forth about. I tried to get him on earlier, but conflicts of interest, and he's like, Hey, I'm just sitting in the queue too. Haven't kicked up the stream yet. You want me to hop on? Want to chat?" Bro comes on my podcast and interviews me and glazes me. Dude, I think that is it's gotta be my number one. I mean, it was just such a surreal experience because he is besides Wooden Potatoes, probably my favorite YouTuber, the one I watched the most. All his video essays on MMOs, all of his Was It Goods on his Josh Strife Plays channel. I watched his live streams. His shorts are hilarious. Dude is so witty. He runs like a D&D campaign. That was surreal. Absolutely surreal. And I've kept in contact ever since, which is even more surreal. Dude is just genuinely good guy. He likes passionate people. He's great. Love him. So I think that's probably number one episode, personally. The other name that came to mind was Kitten Cat Noodle. Kitten Cat Nooble. Oh, wow. Kitten Cat Noodle, resident lore expert in PoE. I started my channel making lore videos because I really like PoE's lore. And she commented on like my second video, and she was like, "Yo, this is so good. I love this theory, and I like the way you laid it out. Keep going. This is great. I'm sure you'll grow. I'm sure you'll grow one day." And that was I had like, I don't know, 10 subscribers or something. And she probably got fed it because there's not a lot of lore content, right? So her YouTube algorithm showed it. She clicked it. She watched it. She commented. She was so nice. And then I got to meet her in person too, like in LA. She was so nice there. It was great to talk with her about PoE2 and just life. And then the podcast episode was just great. It's the longest still sane podcast episode, and we talk 95% about lore. Don't get to do that with anyone else. That was a good one. So I always remember that one, and the plan is to have her on again once the story is completed.
I love that. No surprise that when two PoE lore nerds get together on a podcast, that they could yap almost infinitely about but the various intricacies of that. That's super cool. Do you ever plan on like bringing back the lore videos? Because I know a lot of people kind of got introduced to your channel way back in the day from your lore content. Is it something you ever think about getting back into?
Yeah, my number one video on my channel is the lore video I released right before PoE2 came out. People love the lore, man. And I really want to do that. The problem is I need to script those out, and I want to be meticulous with them. I want to make sure the script is tight. I want to make sure the footage is relevant, and it requires a ton of time in and a lot of investment and a lot of focus. And admittedly, even though like I do try to, when I sit down and I record something, I focus, I usually get stuff done pretty quickly, like a few days. I feel like this would take weeks to do, months to do. And if I ever have that sort of time to sit, focus, mull over something, I will 100%. I mean, I really want to. I have all drafts ready to go. Like I have like outlines and everything because I've fully scripted multiple videos, but I just have to do that next, I'd say like 70% of the work. So yeah, 100% I would like to. Maybe for like 1.0, if that comes like, this year, next year. But
yes, dude.
Yeah, I think so. I'd love to. They're very calm, really chill. People do seem to enjoy them. So, and I like the lore.
They're longer too, so they're obviously more work intensive. I feel like as a, somebody who's kind of still trying to figure out what videos I like to make, I've just been kind of, I always say putting on a different lure and like throwing it in and seeing what I can catch. And it's nice to do the smaller videos. Like it's way more manageable time wise. Like the implicit modifier video I did in like an afternoon. I wrote the script, edited it, boom, it's on the internet, and you don't even have to worry about it.
Very nice.
There is a certain satisfaction of like doing like the bigger pieces of content though, like the more substantial pieces of content. And I know what you mean. It's hard to balance out to find the time to do that. You already do a ton, not even being a full-time creator. So yeah, it's pretty impressive, man, for sure.
It's so satisfying to see people enjoy those videos too, and to see if they pop too. Like the lore video, like I think it's at like 250 or something views, and it still gets like hundreds of views every few days because people are like coming in, they're interested in the lore. So
it's evergreen too. It doesn't
yes.
ever go bad, right? Like whereas I feel like with PoE as content creators, our content is essentially irrelevant by next week. Sometimes you make a video about a patch, and then GGG patches it the next day, and then all of a sudden your video is basically irrelevant. And the same can be said for build guides and stuff like that too. So I feel like the lore is kind of like one of the very few things you can do that like can exist just indefinitely without becoming irrelevant.
100%. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Especially the lore in PoE2. I don't know if people have paid more attention in Act 4 and the past few patches, but they're taking a step up. Your characters interacting. There's a lot more little lore nuggets. The leagues are much deeper. Even Keepers of the Flame in PoE1, which was really fun. I really liked it. The lore in there was also sick. So they are upping their game. I think I asked Jonathan about it. They said they upped their team size for the narrative team. Like they hired multiple more narrative designers so they could pack in more of this content, which is very exciting to me.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, they do a wonderful job over there. So speaking of videos, you actually released a pretty spicy video a couple of days ago called "The Golden Age of PoE1 is Over." And it's time for PoE2. Are we ready for this conversation? I tried to go from heavy to light, and now we're gonna go back into heavy.
Expertly weaving
into this one.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so that video drops. Walk us through sort of your inspiration for creating this particular piece of content, and elaborate on sort of your takes about it.
Perfect. So the night that I wrote that in just an evening, I just went, I wrote it out, scripted it, recorded it early in the morning the next day. The night that I wrote it, GGG announced their timeline for Path of Exile 1's next expansion, okay? Which is March, early March, okay? And fellow content creator Connor Converse released a video on it. I think it's called This Spells Bad News for Path of Exile, or like the Path of Exile 1 release spells the date, whatever, something. Bad news for PoE. That was the title. I'm probably butchering, but that was the essence. And he kind of talks about, hey, you know, the release is here, and that means that there's probably only going to be 1 month of PoE 1, and then the PoE 2 expansion comes out, and everybody will want to go back to PoE 2. It's not evenly spaced. You know, I think this is bad news for PoE 1's future. And it kind of inspired me to think, okay, I really wonder what the future of these games are, because as I lay out in the video, right? If you watch the video, it's a very well-reasoned, it is an essay. I did not off the cuff. I wrote this out. I know what I said. It's not like, man, I was speaking off the cuff. Did I say what these people are saying in the comments? Maybe they did. I don't know. I got to go back and watch it. I know what I said. I have the script, but I lay out, you know, 3 different viewpoints of what will happen to PoE 2 and PoE 1 in the future, because obviously the games are affecting each other, and you know, Grinding Gear Games has made certain promises, and lots of people have thoughts about these games and the promises GGG have made. Okay, so I lay out 3 viewpoints, and then I end the video with my own viewpoint. Okay, and I say this in the first 10 seconds of the video. I say, hey, this video is going to lay out 3 viewpoints about, you know, will PoE 1 be killed by PoE 2? How much will PoE 2 affect PoE 1? All of the first several seconds. And then I say, and I will end ultimately with my own viewpoint on what I think is going to happen, right? So none of this is stating fact. All of this is subjective. All this is just opinion. It's just an essay. It's just to like spark discussion, not to rage bait people. I'm not trying to polarize people. I'm just trying to discuss. I was like, I legit, I know people won't believe me. I did not think this was going to piss a whole bunch of people off. I did not. I thought it was going to spark debate. I'm an idiot. Of course it's going to piss people off. I don't know when I'm going to learn. I got to learn this, dude, because I am so freaking naive. I'm like, yeah, people will talk about this. You know, it's relevant. You know, we have Connor, because I read Connor's comments and they were like, fine. They were like, not mediocre. What is it? They were like very calm, like, right? They were measured. Measured is the word. I'm like, very measured. I'm like, sick. And I read the comments on the announcement and they were all very measured. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to put out a measured video too. The comments will be measured. No, they are not measured. Okay. So I lay out 3 viewpoints. First viewpoint is I think the one that GGG pitches and that some people think will happen. It's the optimistic view of all this is temporary. PoE 2 getting a lot of attention. Once PoE 2 is out, they'll get more equal attention and they will all both run in perpetuity alongside each other with a pretty even split. I think that's kind of what GGG has said, right? They've acknowledged, hey, you know, PoE 1 has hit kind of its cap. Mark said that in the last dev talk with Siggy. PoE 1's hit its cap. It's got like a lot of vets. It'll have new players. But compared to PoE 2, it's not going to get a lot of new players. But that doesn't mean we're going to stop content. We're going to, you know, release updates and da-da-da-da-da. It's going to have one every 4 months, okay? So it's going to be even. Right now, it's a little uneven, though, with the release cycles, as Connor pointed out. That was viewpoint 1. I lay that all out, very, very measured. Viewpoint 2 is another viewpoint that a lot of the community has, which is Path of Exile 1 is going to die. It's just going to die. PoE 2 is going to kill it. GGG are, you know, lying. They are literally going to sunset PoE 1 in a year or 2 years, and it's going to be 0 PoE 1 updates and all PoE 2. That's the other view. That is a very popular. I read, guys. I read a lot, okay? I don't just, I read. I don't just take these out of the ether. I read a lot, okay? I love reading. That's a very popular viewpoint, okay? So that was the other viewpoint I presented, and I was very fair. I was like, this is why people feel this way. You know, there's these huge content droughts. You know, PoE 2 gets a lot of focus. You know, it gets more patches after release. I'm very level-headed, okay? Viewpoint 3, another one that I think is the least popular and the most ridiculous, but I see it all the time on like PoE 1 content creator primary videos and the Path of Exile subreddit. PoE 2 is a failure. PoE 2 sucks. They're going to release it. It's going to die. And then they're going to scurry back to PoE 1. And I'm like, bro, cooked. Now, that was the most like, I think most dismissive and maybe the most like polarizing one, I thought. I was like, okay, some people will probably get mad because I'm being so dismissive of it. But come on, look at this. It is a massive success. It is like financially successful. Lots of people do love it. It's being played by a lot of people. Like there's all these things that contribute, right? And it's only 4 updates in. It's not even fully released. And people already love it, as we talked about earlier. Okay, so that was viewpoint 3. Long-winded answer again. I am yapping a lot. Sorry, Blaze. And then we end.
Lots to talk about. It's all good, brother.
Lots to talk about. And then the last point was my viewpoint. And I put text on screen. It says, here is finally my viewpoint. These are my feelings, okay? And my viewpoint is the title of the video. The golden age of PoE1 is over. It's time for PoE2. In that section, I lay out the fact that I think what's going to happen is kind of a middle of the road thing, essentially. I think that PoE2 is the future, but they will not abandon PoE1 because that game is freaking great, that people are passionate players of it. They love it. The developers know that. The developers love it. But I think they will realize the potential of this other game, and they are going to divulge more resources to it in the future, and it will receive more attention, more players, more development effort, For all these reasons, I lay out a bunch of reasons for that, right? And I say, like, I do not want PoE1 to die. I do not think PoE2 is going to kill PoE1, but I think that PoE1, the golden age, is over. And I should have said this in the video, but I think the golden age of PoE1 was, for people who have played PoE1, 3.13, which is Echoes of the Atlas, I believe, all the way to 3.18, which is Sentinel League. I think that's my personal favorite time, and I think a lot of people will agree that is like the golden age. And by golden age, I mean the peak of prosperity, the peak of happiness, the peak of discovery, of new content. You know, they came out with the Atlas Tree and the Maven and all this cool, crazy, innovative stuff. I think that was the peak. I think that was the golden age. And that's what I mean when I say, I'm not rage baiting, I'm not clickbaiting. It's exactly what the video breaks down. Okay, so that's the video, right? That's basically the video. People comment. Try thinks PoE1 should die. Try hates PoE1. He's never even played PoE1. He hates this game. He only likes PoE2. He does nothing good for the community. He is a total delulu idiot. He knows nothing. Never listen to a word he says. Total idiot. He's only doing this to rage bait people. He only wants clicks, engagement. This is his full-time job. All he wants is the money off you. By the way, guys, video didn't really do that well. You know, who cares? Videos aren't doing well right now. You know when I should go max rage bait? Week 1. Week 1 is max rage bait. Now is not max rage bait. Videos are not popping off now. I did this because I felt passionate about how people were receiving the PoE1 news. And I was like, I have an opinion on this. I'm going to write out an essay. I'm not going to shoot from the hip. I'm going to write out a well-reasoned essay, and it's going to spawn forth some respectful discussion. No.
I don't really understand the whole never played PoE1 thing. Like, that blows my mind, bro.
That's
I see those comments sometimes, and I'm like, this dude just literally got like 40 out of 40 or whatever, like in Keepers of the Flame. Like that, you play the game.
Some popular people say that, so, and people believe them. They're trolling, probably.
It's wild,
but,
bro. It's wild, bro.
So.
Oh yeah.
That's the video.
Well, dude, I think.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was an interesting video. It kind of came at an interesting time. I think that, especially with like the new PoE1 league on the way, I'm very keen to see what they do there, because right now, for me, when I watched it, I thought to myself, like, it just makes sense. It makes sense that PoE2 is getting more attention right now.
Yes.
Like, why would they spend 50% of their resources working on a game that's already complete? I think that, like, what will really shed light on this whole situation, that like will either incite Doom or not. I don't think Doom is really necessary right now, because it's just so like, you know, I don't know. I don't want to use the word common sense, but for me, it feels like common sense that are actually supporting PoE2 a lot more than PoE1 right now. What will happen, or when PoE2 gets finished? Sorry, I'm butchering this sentence. When PoE2 gets finished, we will see how they go back to treating PoE1. Maybe it will be a renaissance at that point. I think it probably deserves that, if I'm being honest. But I think those actions by GGG will really dictate whether we should be dooming about PoE1 or not right now. I don't know if the doom is necessarily worthy right at this moment, because it just makes too much sense that they're going to be developing their new shiny game for a bit that's not done yet, right?
Yeah. The other thing too, which I didn't mention much in the video because I feel like it's been talked to death, but some people, judging from the comments, still have this opinion. is that GGG are almost, I don't know if sabotage is the right word, but they're kind of, PoE2 is not what it originally was pitched as, right? It's not. It's not. Like you were talking with, who was a guy that dies about 0.1 the other day, and how totally different game. You know, a guy that dies had an awesome quote. He was like, "Oh, I would get a 0.25 flask regen flask," and I'm like, "Oh my god, log in," because the boss fights were that intense, right?
Yeah,
That doesn't happen anymore. They've made a lot of changes to the game. They made it a lot like easier, a lot more streamlined. It is much more like PoE1 now than it was 1 year ago. All right, they are like pushing toward each other, and I think that's really bad, especially if people want PoE1 to live. Because if PoE2 just becomes better PoE1, because they're just going to keep adding more systems, they're going to keep adding more options, more classes, more diversity, more variety, right? All this stuff is, it's gonna like encroach on what makes PoE1 special, especially if like the gameplay loop is very similar too, which I think it is. I just played Keepers of the Flame. I played a lot of it. I played like 42 hours of it, and I went right to 0.4. Dang, it's pretty similar. PoE2 honestly just feels a lot better though. Very similar. The campaigns are really different. Really different.
Yes.
That is the big different factor. But the end games, oh man, that's very similar. And that's what a lot of people spend the most time in, right? So I feel like that's unfortunate because PoE2 was pitched for many years to be originally, the expansion to PoE1, and then in 2023 they're like, oh, it's actually going to be like really different, and that didn't happen. That's not what happened. So I think that's bad for PoE1 as well. Another point that a few people brought up that I think is also true that I didn't say in that video is that PoE2 in a way is like good for PoE1 because it's also introducing a lot of people to PoE1, and I think that's a great point. That's a very fair point, right? I think a lot of people play PoE2, maybe they like it, maybe they don't, and then they hear about PoE1, and either way they go try it out and they might love PoE1 because that's a great game. Great game. Love that game. Thousands of hours in the game, right? So yeah, it's you're totally right. It's all speculation too, which is what I people are just very passionate, get very angry about this, and I did not expect this at all. Honestly. Oopsie.
Well, it's a very contentious issue. It's been an issue in the community for like, ever since I've been a part of it. So, ever since I started playing PoE2, I kind of noticed this divide between some PoE1 players and PoE2 players. And you're absolutely right. In the previous conversation I had with Guy That Dies last episode, we were like reminiscing on the struggle that 0.1 was. And damn, dude, I fucking struggled in this game. And I think it was a combination of two factors. One, the game was much harder. Just straight outright, it was way harder. We were also all dog shit at the game. So that combination, and now we're much better. There's been many, many things solved and figured out. And sadly, or maybe not sadly, depending on how you look at it, I think GGG listens, as they do to their community, and made adjustments. They changed the game. They made it easier for basically everybody. And with those changes, which were incited by feedback from the community, it actually lost sort of that initial oomph that it might have had in 0.1. That like, holy shit, I just found a fucking flask to recharging flask. Like, I'm good now. I can actually fight bosses and shit. So do you think that they'll ever go back to pushing more difficult stuff? This is like a very demanded thing, like especially in the end game. A lot of people want like this, aspirational content. To sort of even out the game.
Yeah, I think they'll push more challenging stuff, the aspirational content, like you say. I think that kind of exists in the temple right now. You can like juice up the temple to be pretty hard. However, there's also the factor of power creep. I've seen the builds that people can make. They're more ridiculous than PoE1 builds, honestly, guys. It's crazy. That's the thing that I think they have to rein in. Like, they have to decide what they want the maximum power ceiling to be and how fast they want people to be able to clear content, because the players are smart enough to figure out how to get to that maximum and above it at this point. Like, it's crazy, like the builds that I've seen. In the campaign, though, it's done. I think it's done. They reverted, or sorry, they didn't revert. They nerfed it all. The campaign is the big one that really hit me, I think. The campaign, like, they nerf the damage of like bosses, and they nerf the health of bosses. You look at Act 1 GNR in 0.1, and you put that side by side with 0.3, 0.4. Holy crap. I mean, the difference is, it's wild. It's just wild. I know I was also worse at the game. Doesn't matter. I F up in 0.3, 0.4. Doesn't matter. I can be punished and he won't kill me. He won't kill me if I press like a heal. But in 0.1, you F up. Oh my, you are being punished, and it is like it's an actual punishment. It felt like a true battle. Now, dude, it's so easy. You got to get to Iron Citadel, Gianor, 6 mods. Then you have your butt clenched unless you have a really good build. That is for people who aren't min-maxing like myself, making like our own builds. Dude, Citadel bosses, 6 mod, max boss difficulty, with tablet juice, with monster effectiveness and oh my god, dude. Like crazy health. I'm not doing, it takes me probably 3 minutes to down like Jamanra, Gianor, Doriani. Like he seems like such a wuss, but Jamanra and Gianor, dude, and they hit hard. Those are some good fights. Those are some good fights in endgame. So that gives me that feeling of the 0.1 again.
For sure. And I don't disagree with the choice to make the campaign easier. Like, as much as I'm a masochist and I enjoy eating glass for breakfast and I enjoy the hardest possible way to play the game, I know that the majority of the people don't want that. And it's not good for new players to hop in and get to Gianor like my one friend did and quit the game. He got to Gianor and he spent like 2 days trying to beat him. And he just got his ass handed to him over and over and over again. And he was just like, I don't want to play this game. I never struggled like I did in PoE 1, in PoE 2. And so the rationale for the, changes made sense to me. But at the same time, it's kind of this interesting dynamic where that was kind of, for me, what made me fall in love with PoE 2. Yeah. I mean, I still love the game, of course, but it was that oomph, as I kind of talked about before, where it was fucking hard, dude. Like, it was actually really hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the act, so like Gianor, I feel like was really, the whole manor, 0.1, the manor, top to bottom, peak. Lovely, love it. Another like power spike was the Val City, Utsal. Oh my gosh, and 0.1, dude, I was hard locked there. I was like farming previous zones. I was trying to min-max everything because I was getting my butt handed to me. I got stuck there, I think, for like 5-6 hours live. It was embarrassing, but it was also so cool. And that just has not happened in the campaign since. It feels much more in the same vein as PoE 1, where you get a few things going, and you're not moving nearly as fast as in PoE 1, but the struggle is not there, I don't think, anymore. I think that opinion is still pretty popular on some forums. I legitimately question if those people have played since like 0.2. I think a lot of the changes happened in 0.2. I wonder if they play the campaign since, because I feel like the campaign, not a slog. You can get through a bit. I'm doing it while streaming, while interacting with chat, effing around, interludes and all, 10 hours. And I'm not following a build. I'm like screwing around in my passive tree. It's not a slog. I really don't think it is. You can do it as fast as the PoE 1 campaign. 100%. You just got to get used to it like you are with the PoE 1 campaign.
Yeah, no, I've come to understand it over many, many hours. And I'm such a big fan of the campaign. I think it's still like my favorite part of the game. I love it. I love it to death. I've done it many, many times. I just did it again today. And as I was going through it, I enjoyed the beats, as I always do. But yeah, it's something that people struggle with a lot because of their unfamiliarity with it. And I think that leads them to their frustrations. Like, yeah, it's as simple as that, I think, honestly.
Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of people, maybe they forget. Maybe I'm being uncharitable to them. Maybe they forget how they were when they first played PoE 1, because my first PoE 1 campaign was like 35, 40 hours probably to get through it, right? And I got that down easily to like 10, 11 hours very quickly. I just heated it it probably took me 5-6 leagues. But I got it down to be really quick. It got faster. I feel like the same's going to happen with PoE 2, honestly. So yeah, that one. There are the Chimeral Wetlands in Act 3. I hate that map. I want that map to be smaller. Okay, that's the one that I will bitch about endlessly. Oh God, I hate that map, dude. I always get lost. It's an easy map.
That's your problematic map. That's the one that you're like, out of all of them, that's the layout.
That's the one. That's the one, man. I'm like fine with Act 2. I guess Act 2 is like the lowest rated act by a lot of people. It's still Act 3 for me. Easy. Easy Act 3. I do not. That's my least favorite act. Good, but it's not my favorite.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, I don't even know what my least favorite zone is anymore. I think how do you say it? Fuck upon you island, maybe when you get to the island and it's
Oh,
kind of like a
dude.
weird like I just have here's the thing. It's a newer act for me, so I haven't figured out the layout or how the things work. So I know it's sort of a skill issue for me, but I find that no matter where I go, I still end up the wrong place and I end up having being in the shark area. So I think that that might be the more problematic area for me. It's definitely more of a layout issue.
You don't like carrying that fin around for all of Act 4? What are you talking
Dude,
about,
they made
bro?
you able to drop it now, bro. You can drop the fin, boys. When you pick it up, when you kill the shark boss, you can drop it on the ground. It's huge.
Ah,
Massive.
I did not know. Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So I'd love to move on to some more like light-hearted questions. We've been through the thick
Sick.
of this conversation, and I appreciate you sort of shedding light on a lot of things. So, yeah, dude, just thank you for coming on and for just like being so cool to talk about everything, man.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
100%. Thanks for having me on, dude. And sorry for canceling a few weeks ago. I honestly forget what happened. I think it was a kid thing, but I can't remember. So sorry.
Oh, dude, I had Doc in the chat. I was like, brother, you're up. And he just subbed right in. So
You
we were
killed it.
able to move onwards. Yeah, it was all good. So dude, I want to talk to you a bit more about the family dynamic with PoE2. I think that this is such a unique thing. Like, obviously you're super passionate about the game, but then you're also able to like share this passion with like your dad and your wife and your brother and stuff like that. Like, how does it feel for you to be able to connect with your family through this like amazing video game that we all love so much?
I love it, man. It used to be Dungeons and Dragons that we used to connect over, and unfortunately, ever since I have kids, I haven't really been able to play a lot of D&D. So for the past like 2.5, 3 years, we didn't really share any hobby, right? We all played. I played Path of Exile 1. My brother played like freaking Skyrim Edition 20. He also plays World of Tanks and all that crap. Factorio, played all those games. My dad, I introduced him to Diablo 4. He played Diablo 4 for several seasons, and he also played Baldur's Gate 3. We didn't like share any common hobbies that we could do together, besides going, chatting, watching football, whatever. So having this, I mean, I'm so happy because I didn't know if they would like it because they didn't like PoE 1. They all tried PoE 1. None of them liked it. They all bounced. And I'm like, all right, you guys, it's happening. Let's do it. Let's try it. My brother actually, I think, waited quite a bit to try it. I think he waited like 3 weeks or something before he tried it. But all my friends, they hopped in and they have been playing since 0.1. So has my dad. And they've freaking loved it. My dad's friend, he's also my friend now. Like some of my dad's childhood friends, we showed it to them too. They're playing it. It's so funny watching them play it because they are the epitome of like, they are the true
Yeah.
like no knowledge, very casual. What's going on? I'm literally taking 50 hours to get through the campaign, like gamer. And we have a Discord server, Prostagma, named after a line from Age of Mythology from the Greek villagers. And they'll just ask questions in there, and some of them are like absolutely just hilarious. And recently they learned how to use like trade in game, literally 0.4 guys. They learned how to use like trade in game. They refused to use the website, but it's just so fascinating to see all these very different types of people play. Because no matter what you might say about me being casual, I am way more of a sweat than the people in my Discord channel. Not my dad, okay? And actually, dude, not my brother and not my friends this league. They're going hard. My brother is flipping crap on the market. He's like getting into the market Mongol crap, sitting in his hideout. He's like, I think he's got like 90 hours in the game. He's level 92. He's just sitting in his hideout, and he loves it. He loves it. He's like gambling heavy belts with Omen of the Ancients and doing Omen of Desecration gambles with Timeless Jewels, and he's loving it, which is just crazy. It's like that's why this game's so cool because there's so many different ways that people can enjoy it. I don't know. It's great. It's so great, man. I don't know. Have you tried to introduce any of your fam or your partner to PoE2? Have they taken on to it?
I try to introduce everybody to it because I'm like, I need more people to share this passion of mine, and that's why I started the podcast, so I could just like nerd out with people about it. So my brother has played it. He played it starting in like 0.1 as well, and he hasn't really gotten back into it. But he has a really shitty computer, so
Oh,
he's absolutely gate kept by anything that has like way too many particle effects on his screen. So he can't play any of the cool builds. He could
over.
never play Snoo-based Twister build ever. It would make
No,
his
man.
computer explode. Yeah.
100%.
So he was stuck doing, I believe he played like a cold sorceress, which was like in 0.1 not the way to enjoy the sorceress. He could never do he couldn't play Spark, and he really wanted to play Spark, so he got really mad and quit the game.
Why?
And yeah, and then the partner, we've played a little bit throughout the campaign. She's very new. We played like Diablo 4 together, and she really liked the campaign experience in that game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But with many games, I kind of have to, put her on my back, and my back can only handle so much carrying to a certain point. And so, I don't know if ARPGs are the types of games that she'll ever enjoy, but it was cool to get her to at least try it and see, what her thoughts were about it. She liked it,
Definitely.
but it was a bit too complicated. Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, I feel like my wife might get into it once our kids are older, as long as PoE2 hasn't died and PoE1 now reigns supreme, because I could not get her to play PoE1. WASD is something I also, sorry to go back, that's something I didn't mention in my video that is also such a big draw to a lot of people. They hate the point and click. I guess I like WASD better. Like, point and click is never a game changer for, like, not a game changer, but like a deal breaker. It is for a lot of people. It's kind of shocking. Like, controller and WASD, big. Like, if a game is not optimized for that, people won't play it. I didn't know this.
It's massive.
I didn't know
I
this.
hear this all the time in my chat. Like, I would try PoE1 if it had WASD, and GGG is very well aware of this. If GGG ever implemented WASD into PoE1, I think it would inspire so many people to give it a second chance, especially after how many people have been enjoying PoE2 with WASD. Like, it's kind of not ruined click to move for people, but for people like you and I who've been playing, ARPGs before PoE2 existed, it's not that big of a deal to, you press spacebar a bit when you go back to PoE1, you're like, shit, I'm not dodge rolling and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, for people who just started playing PoE2 and nothing else, like, it's kind of a big deal for sure.
100%. 100%. I really hope they make good on, and that's another thing. That's why I'm like a little cynical. And that's why my opinion was a little cynical. Because I know they're saying they would like, when they talk about making these sweeping changes to PoE1, they don't ever say, yeah, we're going to do that, right? They're always like, oh, we would like to, we wish we could, we would like, so like, I'm a little like, I really want that to happen, because that was the initial promise. And I mentioned this in that video. The initial promise was like, oh, graphical overhaul, animation overhaul, PoE1, oh gosh, fund us with supporter packs, And then, 4 years of funding with supporter packs, 2023 comes, separate game, dude, separate games. So it's like, I understand why people would be taken aback by the game, especially if they don't like the gameplay. So I really hope they do make good on that initial promise and the subsequent, like, yeah, we really want to do that once, PoE2's out the door and getting constant league updates. So
Totally. Imagine a world where PoE2 is done, so 1.0 is out. The next PoE league, whatever it is, let's say it's like 4.0, massive banger league, massively successful league content, and then WASD. People are flooding to the game. Like, that is like that's the type of stuff. I'm an optimist, of course, as you know. Like, I love GGG, and I really believe in what they do. But like, we don't know if that's a possibility in the future. They know the power that sort of like like that sort of stuff has, that sort of pull, right? And so like, that could very well be a thing that, like, it creates the renaissance for PoE1, as we might say. We have no
100%.
idea.
Yeah, 100%. Somebody in the comments of that video, beautiful idea, PoE resurrected, like the 4.0 update where they do the animation overhaul, they do all that. And yeah, it almost made me think, man, it would be so cool to have the original vision of PoE2 in PoE2, meaning like the double campaign meeting in the same end game. Like, I'm picturing PoE1's acts 1 through 4 in particular in PoE2 makes me a little giddy. Like, I get a little tingly. because I feel like that's like the best narrative in Rayclast in the PoE universe. The whole, you know, trudging from the Twilight Strand to Dominus and the Hand of God, slaying him, and then finding out, oh, you know, there's one more guy and he's in the freaking belly of the beast, and downing Malachi. Like seeing that enhanced in the PoE2, oh, dude, it gets me. It gets me. It really does. I'm thinking of words to say, but I'm like, I shouldn't say those words on Blaze's podcast.
I can see how it
yeah.
I can see how it's affecting you.
Yeah. So
I feel like a lot of people would have those same sensory feelings. Absolutely.
So
if they ever did that, it would be a banger, bro.
Yeah,
it would be a fucking banger. We talked a lot about content creation, but you know, I don't really get the chance to chalk it up with you about like content. And so I wanted to ask you, just like generally speaking, what are some of the favorite pieces of content that you've made recently?
oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I would say that essay, but now I'm kind of, you know what? Screw it. I'm happy about that essay. I haven't made a video essay in like 3-4 months. It was nice to sit down, write something out, and then like I was getting back into college, high school mode. I loved writing. I used to write like a ton, so I just kind of structured it, kind of like an argumentative essay. I love doing that. So I really liked my essay. Man, let me pull up my freaking channel, dude. Actually, I'm kind of curious what I've released recently. I'm at the
Yeah,
my
and maybe I don't want to tell you how to look at it, but maybe
yeah
let's consider like how it felt to make the content and not so much like the response or like the
yeah.
comments of it.
Oh, you know what then, dude? 100%. Make it my favorite piece of content to make recently. Okay. Yeah, it's not even on my main channel then. Is that fine?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
100%.
I have like a second channel. It's my slop channel. My friends
Okay.
and I we like play late at night in Discord, and we all sit in our Discord server together, and we'll live stream we'll stream our like games to each other. So like big moments, we'll stream them and everything. So I've posted a few like the highlights where I'm like, I'll just sit here and I'll record, and if something cool happens, I'll post it. And that's been so much fun to make, because we're going through and we're just doing absolutely ridiculous crap. Like my brother went through and he gambled a whole bunch of Omen of the Ancients, and just his reaction was just so funny. And just his optimism that, oh, you know, just one more gamble, dude, one more gamble. Oh, it was so good. And then my friend, he kill an arbiter. Like we were watching that, and he had an exceptional regalia drop. You know, and I'm like, dude, sell it. Don't ID it. Never ID it. You just make the dip and you go. And he's like, oh, screw it. I'm gonna freaking ID it. He IDs it. He hits like global defenses, spirit, and something like the best rolls on the regalia from the arbiter. And I'm like, all right, dude, just suck. And it's like 11 divs on Exile Exchange. And we're all like, I was like, sell it, man. We're all like freaking out. And I'm like, sell it, man. He's like, you know what? No, I'm going to Gamba. So he gets everything good to go. He gets like the Corruption Omen. He gets the Val Orb. He qualities it. And then he also divines it, you know, because I'm like, before you corrupt it, I guess if you're going to do this, divine it, man. Because you want to get, you know, good rolls. So he does that. And then he corrupts it, dude. And he hits the freaking extra socket on the regalia, and everybody just starts screaming, man. Like, oh, that's fun content to make. I like that. That's like really, really chill and relaxed and just like very organic. And I've never really done anything like that before this league. Like streaming is kind of like that, but I'm usually streaming solo. So just doing it with my friends has been really fun, and they're all like fine. They're like, yeah, you can post us up. That's totally good. I've made like a few shorts out of it. So just making really organic, really authentic, really late night chill vibes, hanging with the bros. That's like a type of content I've never done before, and it's so much fun. So thank you for rephrasing your question, because I was totally focused on the other part that I was initially focused on. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem, dude. No, I love that. And yeah, I'm glad that I sort of rephrased that, because I think that as content creators, we get so caught up in like the I guess the end product. And what I mean by that is like how it's received and how it does and how it performs, that it does influence our like, what's our favorite
100%.
piece of content that we've ever made.
100%.
And it's really cool to hear that the stuff that you've made recently that is your favorite, it's just like side channel stuff that you've kind of got reconnected with, just like gaming with the homies and like kind of just like easy. Yeah, it's like, it's cool to hear. And, you know, sort of as a follow-up, like, Do you feel like the channel that you have right now, like the Talkative Tribe main channel, as it sort of progressed over time, through the journey, the lore videos and the video essays and stuff into more of the new stuff, maybe it kind of um, made you lose like touch with this new side of like content creation that you want or that you're in love with again, like
Ooh,
that whole journey?
ooh, great question. Um, you know what? No, no, because so when I was initially like making content, I wasn't like I had stopped playing Dota, right? I wasn't really social with my friends in gaming, right? We didn't like before I played Path of Exile, I played like a lot of Dota 2 with my friends and everything. Oh, whew, wow. I can't believe I'm not like a angrier person. Those were some days, bro. Those were some days. I was almost immortal in
Yeah.
Dota. It was crazy crap, man. Those pubs, dude. Whoa. Um, so after that, I started playing Path of Exile, and I really didn't like, I guess, hang with the homies playing games. The most game would be like D&D, and then I had my kids, my kid, and my kids, and I would like, especially the young kids, because none of my other friends, like nobody my age has kids, right? Nobody that we know. Like we have friends now that have kids, but we made them because our kids, interacted at the part, right? But none of my homies, we weren't gaming together, dude. So like going back to the whole like reconnection with each other through PoE2, um, I had just never like experimented with this type of content before. And I think in 0-1, we did a lot of this. 0-2, I was giga focused on job. Like I can turn this into a job, focus on the content that like performs best, focus on the content that people really like to see, as long as you're like enjoying it, but you also want to make sure it performs well. So I would do like the podcasts, I would do the essays, I would do the news videos, all that stuff, right? I wouldn't do any of this. I think what really clicked was the whole don't treat it like a job. Treat it like literally just have fun again. Just have fun. Stop being so anal about all this stuff and stressing about it all the time. And that's literally when I started like doing these videos. Let's just pressing, hey guys, can I like record? Let's just record. If something cool happens, I can edit it together and it will like live on in perpetuity. We can revisit it in like a year's time. I'll laugh about it. And I haven't cared about the numbers at all. Like all my videos, I know I was like talking about the reception to that one video and how that was like, oh dang it. But like all my videos, I like literally, I told my wife, she was looking at like my sub numbers. She's like, oh, your sub numbers are still going up. And I'm like, I honestly, I am now like much more detached. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to make it from a full. If it goes up, it goes up. Awesome. Cool. If I got a lot of views on a video, cool. I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to send it to the homies. I'm going to be like, yeah, guys, 1 to 10, let's go in our creator chat. But I'm not like going to let my happiness hinge on it or like think that my future hinges on videos performing well. Because I already have a freaking job where I already have to think about numbers going well to support my family. Don't do it with two different things. Like have an outlet, have a thing that you can truly just sit and enjoy. And I think it all of the just this huge mindset change, man. So much is mental, so much more than I ever thought. I know this is a lot, with the video game and content and everything, but so much of it is mental. And just making that shift the past month, or like the past 3 weeks, has been truly just life-changing, very, very different. Plus my daughter has slept 2 nights straight in a row and she hasn't woken up yet, dude. That's gonna be 3 nights. It's gonna be even more life-changing. So yeah, long-winded answer,
Yes,
but
dude.
yeah, dude, I'm really glad about the spot that I'm currently at. It's cool.
That's excellent. Yeah, it seems like you've reconnected with a very important word called fun.
Yeah,
And sometimes we lose sight of it.
you
Like
do.
sometimes, we get really caught up in things. And I think especially because, you have a pretty successful YouTube channel and people kind of, look to your channel for, the new stuff and the commentary. And so you might feel like you have this responsibility to provide that. But sometimes when you're, these, as you said, these things it's not your job. You don't really actually have this responsibility. It's just making videos about video games. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be fun, right? And so
yeah,
it's super sick to hear that you've like reconnected with the fun aspect of gaming for sure.
100%. Yeah, and if it was my job, it would be a little different, but it's not. So we chilling. We're just gonna have fun doing random crap, making news videos, doing podcast, whatever, whatever I feel like. Write an essay, I'll post an essay. Highlight of my, me dying to Uber Arbiter twice. Let's do that too. Whatever. It's fun. I'm glad I'm having a good time, dude.
Yeah, me too, man. And I'm excited that you're gonna like hop into Timmy's league and play some hardcore, obviously for fun next weekend.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that, seeing how that pans out. As a sort of side note, so you have the second channel. I'll leave a link to the description for that side channel if anybody else wants to check out Try's stuff he's got going on there. I know you talked about doing some video game content that wasn't even about like PoE2. Like, do you ever plan on like, the fabled Expedition 33 video that I've been waiting for on the main channel for how long, guys? Like, what are the plans for future other game content on the other channel, maybe?
I've got this. I have the draft. But here it is. It's the like one. Is this going to kill my analytics? That's what I thought. That's why I didn't release it, back then. Make it and release it. And then two, which I think is now, I don't think that thing matters anymore. I just haven't like thought about it, and I haven't played Claire. I've talked a lot about it because my brother started to play through like 2.5 months ago, or 2 months ago, and him experiencing it it's beautiful. Man, that game is long standing. You gotta play it, Blaze. You gotta play it.
I know.
Now the thing is, do I feel like because I think this is very important, and I ask this with all my videos that I make still, right? Do I feel like I'm gonna have something that is worth listening to, right? Because every time I post a video, I'm like, someone out there, like a good chunk of people out there are gonna enjoy this. Is this gonna be worthwhile for others to watch? And that's the thing I'm thinking about with that. Because like the whole pitch of the video, honestly, is like, I've never played a JRPG before. I haven't played a solo game, and like I played Hades. I guess I played Hades, but that is like Spyro when I was 6. I don't play solo games. I don't play story games. What? And I just was hooked. So that's like kind of the hook, which I think is kind of compelling, but it's like, it would be something so different. And I would really, really want to make it good. It's that lore video situation where like, I made this, I want to freaking perfect it, because it would be the first of its kind. And yeah, I think the fear way back then was the analytics thing, but now I just gotta push myself to do it. I was gonna do like Hollow Knight and Baldur's Gate 3, bro, but then I freaking got sucked back into PoE2. We'll see if I crash out in Timmy's hardcore league, and then I'm like, what? Screw PoE2. It's Hollow Knight time. Let's do it. So,
have you played Hollow Knight before, or is that going to be like a first time?
No, I have it on my desktop. I bought it. My wife, what was it? Stream on Tuesday. She's like, hey, try. What's this $15 charge from Steam in December? December, what is it? 17th? Yeah, that's Hollow Knight. Yep, that's 4 days after league start. That's Hollow Knight. Yep.
Yeah. That purchase was made out of frustration and anger and about PoE2 for sure.
Yeah, it was. So
yeah,
one day.
Right on, man. Yeah, well, I look forward to that whenever that comes out. Just as sort of like a final, closing question. I find myself doing this now, and I'm sure you've been privy to this for quite a while, where like I structure my other game time around PoE, and it's kind of crazy to say that. Like, I want to play a lot of other games. I want to play Expedition 33. I've had every single person in the entire world line up and tell me to play this game, but I'm still having so much fun playing PoE2 that I find it difficult to say, well, I'm already having so much fun playing this game. Why would I go and play this other game that I don't know if I'm going to like or not? Even though I know I'm going to like it. But yeah, do you have any other games that are under your radar besides Hollow Knight, Hades 2 that you'd really want to play, but you feel like you don't have enough time to do?
Okay, I didn't beat Hades 2. I beat the underworld of Hades 2. Didn't beat the surface, so I didn't technically beat it. So Hades 2, Hollow Knight, Baldur's Gate 3 is another that has been recommended to death. I'm a big D&D fan. I dungeon mastered for like 15 plus years. I've got like the D&D 5e stuff behind me, Dagger Heart, all that stuff. Before I did Path of Exile stuff, I wrote D&D articles because I world builded. So Baldur's Gate 3 is a big one. The hype around Divinity now is kind of making me like, oh, well, why play Baldur's Gate 3? Why don't I just play Divinity Original Sin? Because my brother has also highly recommended Divinity's Original Sin 1 and 2. What else? What other games? Boy, I don't think any hop out besides BG3 Hollow Knight, because those are the ones that have been massively recommended. Oh, everybody always tells me to try Grim Dawn. That's an ARPG, but it's like a solo ARPG that is beloved. I've never really I played that for a little bit, but I didn't like dive into it. It was while I was doing a little bit of like a exploration. Dude, Diablo 2 Resurrected made me bounce. Freaking rage quit. That's one that I should finish. I've never finished Diablo 2, you know?
Yeah.
Because I bricked myself because I'm an idiot, you know? It punishes you.
It was the classic mistake, bro.
Dude, I can't believe I did
think
this.
you should go back. But don't do that first. I think play Baldur's Gate 3 first. I haven't played it, but knowing your like passion for D&D, it actually is astonishing that you've never played that game. I know that you haven't played a lot of games in your life, and so when you choose to play a new game, it's kind of a big deal, honestly, because the repertoire is small, right? So,
yes, it's like less than 30, man. Clair Obscur, it got me. I was like playing every night, wanted to see what happened next. That it was a huge hook. Baldur's Gate 3, it's more so a lot of people have kind of like they hype it up, and I believe it's good. They also tell me, you know, you're gonna want to finish it, you're gonna want to play it, but it's like a 90-hour game. It's like it's a long game, and you're gonna be like, oh, you want to see what happens next. Clair Obscur, you know, I knew it was like a 20-hour game, which is like, I know it's still a lot, but it's still a lot more bite-sized than BG3, because I know me. If I get hooked into a game, I'm gonna be like, oh, I want to play this game. I'm gonna stay up really late. I gotta play. And that'll happen with BG3, I'm sure. So one day.
Dude, you could even do a campaign with your brother, I don't know, your dad,
That's
if you'd be into that, your wife as well. Like, imagine you guys have like a full campaign. You do it once a week, take your time, play through it all. Like, dude, that could be a banger.
That's 100%. What they want. They want to play through. So that's they have one ongoing, my dad and my brother, that I was supposed to be a part of, and then I had another kid. It's like, what the heck, man? Why are you having another kid? So yeah, one day I have it once again. I have it. I mean, honestly, I could get off stream right now and I could play BG3, but it's not going to happen. I'm probably going to play some PoE2. It's so nice that I have like friends playing the game. I think that's a huge thing. I think there's no like Dota 2. I played that for such a long time. It was because I had friends playing it, right? It's such a big draw when you have your pals playing a game, like your childhood friends, especially if that's like the one way you really connect with them. Like if they move away, like one of my friends, he's moved across the country. I see him once a year, but I can talk to him anytime and play this game that we both really enjoy together, and that's great. So one of the big draws to it for sure right now for me with PoE2.
Oh yeah. That extends the enjoyment of any game you're playing. If you have like a good core group of people that you're playing with, and you guys can just like yap about your achievements, your progress, your funny moments, your death clips sometimes, God forbid. But yeah, dude, it's like that is peak gaming. You are in peak gaming right now, 100%. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Sacrificing sleep, but that's okay. It's worthwhile.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about before we sort of wrap things up? We're at like 2 hours. It kind of flew by, actually.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
We are at 2 hours.
You being an interviewer,
wow.
I know you've been great. You haven't asked me any questions. I know being the interviewee versus the interviewer. So now's the time if you want to ask a question before we wrap up.
Ooh, okay.
Floor is yours.
All right. You asked me what my favorite interview was. Now you're at episode 35 with this one. All right, so you got a list of people. Once again, you don't have to name one or two like I did. Do you have a couple, or do you have one that stands out as your favorite interview so far with the Passive Tree podcast?
Oh, that's a great question, man. There's been so many good ones. There's two that come to mind. I will say that Darth Microtransactions interview for me was just such a good one. I walked away from that one feeling like, holy shit, like we just had my favorite conversation I probably had on the podcast. And that was all, partially thanks to you for helping us connect to each other. But I don't know, something about that interview, like I did a bunch of research with him. And so I think I was really well prepared for that interview. I'm also I hang out in his stream quite a bit as well. So I feel like getting to know him via his stream really helped like educate me based on like his questions and stuff like that. But also him, like he was so just open about, he was an open book, like more open than I think anyone has ever been on the podcast. I think this one you might take the cake actually for being so open, but it made for such a good episode, man. Like he was just down to talk about whatever. And for somebody who I've never spoken with before in my life, it
Yeah.
was just like magical. It was very magical.
Now you guys have a shared
So
playlist,
that one,
right? Too?
yes, dude. Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
that was the thing. So I talked about the streaming stuff. Like that's what kind of drew me into him initially was all of his music that he listened to, a lot of video game music. And so yeah, I sent him my playlist, and now we're like collaborating a little bit on one. So it's sick to bond over video game music because I know as as yourself, it's a big passion of mine for sure.
100%. Okay, I have also, here's a follow up. Unless you had another that you wanted to say. I know you said 2.
Oh, I was gonna say our first podcast as well because I feel like that was, as I said,
no.
no, dude, it goes back to full circle because that was like that was like a monumental moment in like my content journey. So yeah, like that one was like really cool as well.
I'm so glad you like have taken everything and just ran with it, dude. You've been absolutely killing it between like the pods and the essays, and now you said you're experimenting with like the shorter form videos too. Exactly what I did, man. And you're taking the momentum and running with it, which is exactly what you got to do. You're killing it. Like that short form, like right now, I joked earlier, like right now is not the time for like content and views. Like that video was doing really well. The implicit one, that's doing really well. Like if you look at everyone's like content across the PoE sphere, because like I have an account where I follow every single PoE person, like the views on that are great. The engagement's great. Like people are talking in the comments and debating it. And I thought that was a pretty, like a healthy debate comment section. I read through it. I know you said like, oh, it's popping off, right? But like people were like, I thought being pretty civil. Like they're heated, like they had their views, but they were being pretty civil. At least when I checked, it had like 180 comments or something like that. So they're going hard.
Yeah, that was a video that I didn't expect to do well as well. And I think like doing well is relative, obviously, depending on who you are and what you consider like a a successful video. But I didn't realize that like well, I think this helped reinforce the fact that PoE community love to debate over basically anything. So like as long as you structure the conversation well, like people are bound to come in there and just leave whatever opinion they have, and it's cool to see.
100%. Okay, I've also noticed one more question for you, interviewer.
Sure.
I've also noticed a few times when I popped onto your stream and DM stream, I think when you were talking to DM, like, oh, I just added this song or whatever. I keep hearing the Smash soundtrack on there, Super Smash Bros. So now I'm curious, dude, what's your preferred character in Smash? Do you have one?
Which game?
Okay, we're gonna go. Okay, you're gonna hate me for this. I've never played Melee. So Brawl or Ultimate, which is the current. Brawl was the Wii one. That's the one I played when I was a kid. That was my introduction. And then Ultimate is like what I currently play. Unless you've not played those, then we can go back to Melee.
Okay, so I'll start with N64. So N64, I played Fox. Fox was my favorite, just super fast. I loved his like shield thing that you could do. You could reflect projectiles and stuff like that. Really cool character to play. In Melee, I know you've never played it before. I don't know. I had a lot of favorites. I think like all the characters basically translate into each other, basically. So I think Marth was one of my favorite characters in Melee. Marth is really cool. Marth or Roy. And they're from Fire Emblem. In Brawl, which is the Wii version, dude, I played Snake in that game, and my brother hated me for that.
Screw you, dude.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Dude, I started playing Snake, and I was the biggest piece of shit. And me and my brother, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent here, but we grew up like sharing a room and playing video games together, and that happened for our whole childhood. So we had like if you played Pokemon, like Ash and Gary rivalry, like we were born rivals in video games. And so we would counter each other in every sense of the word, basically picking the most like obscene counters. And so I played Snake to counter. I feel like he played Ganondorf, and I just shit on him all the time. It was great.
Dude. Yeah, that's rough. Snake and that, dude. I mained Jigglypuff. Snake is like, big. Now I'm
So many
thinking
grenades. It was like playing tactician in
Dude.
Heart and PoE.
grenades, and I would like somehow not realize when the mine was being placed down, and I'd walk right on the freaking mine, man. Oh my gosh. And I just realized I thought Melee was N64 for some reason. I have played Melee. I was on the GameCube. What am I thinking, dude?
Yes.
My brother was a Roy enjoyer. I played Pichu in Melee.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Pichu was sick. Pichu
Yep.
was very sick.
Yep, Pichu's sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played Ultimate? Because that's the
Ugh.
one we've been playing a lot of, like, since it came out. Like, we've hosted tournaments at my house for Ultimate.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't play it very much anymore when it came out because it's pretty old now, right? Like we're overdue for a new Smash Bros. Like soon, I feel like.
Yeah.
I just
$90
played
Smash.
randoms, dude. Yeah, $90. There's so many characters now, dude. I can't even keep track of them all. So every time I play, which is very infrequently, I have a lot more time spent in like Melee and N64 and Brawl. But yeah, I just like chuck randoms on and try out the 100 different heroes that you got now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, thank you for answering
I know it's a
that.
boring answer.
No, it's okay. Thanks for answering. I was curious because I swear every time I pop in stream, it would be the Pokemon Stadium music from Smash, and I was like, oh, wonder what he played in Smash. Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Yes, dude. All right. Well, thank you so much, Try. It's been an absolute pleasure, man. I know everybody knows who you are, but just shout yourself out as we do at the end of the podcast for everybody.
100%. I am Talkative Try. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/TalkativeTry. I also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TalkativeTry, and an extra channel now where I post slot fun content with no effort from me, but a lot of fun between my friends and I called Talkative Try Extras. Got a Discord, got a Twitter, all that stuff. Gonna be doing podcasts leading up to 0.5 and beyond, some essays, some more collabs, I'm sure, with Blaze in the future. Timmy's League. I'm gonna probably not get farther than you, but I'm gonna try to beat the campaign. That's my goal. It's gonna be a blast. Thank you guys for inviting me. Really appreciate it. And Blaze, thanks for having me on the pod. I'm so happy that it has all worked out. And, I have in business, I've always been told, you gotta cut your competitors' throats. You want to stamp them out. You don't want them to. But I'm so glad your freaking podcast has been popping off. You're talking to all these big creators. You're growing. It's all going so well. I just, rising tide lift all boats. I'm so happy it's going well for you, man. And anything I can do to support you, your growth, your channel, I'm always here. So thanks, bro.
Brother, dude, thank you so much, man. Guys, as always, we will be leaving a link to all of Try's channels, especially his new one, in the link in the description. Also, it came to my attention today that Try has a channel point redemption for more character attempts, I believe, in Timmy's League and Hardcore. I think that's what someone told me. I didn't ask you if is that a thing?
Oh, I think it is. I think I set that up, dude. Yeah, because I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do one character, but I think I have a channel point redemption for three hardcore. My previous farthest record is Doriani in hardcore, by the way. So that's where I'm trying to beat that. Yeah, it was on a Sork too. In 0.1.
Okay. So I'm sure that there's anybody who's listening, go to Try's channel when he's live, donate those channel points. Let's get him a few extra lives on hardcore. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. If you're listening on YouTube or Twitch Live, I appreciate you. If you're watching the VOD, I appreciate that as well. And we will see you in the next one. Peace.
Bye. Thanks, Blaze. That was super fun.
Yes, dude, we did it.
Thank
you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah, that was over 2 hours. All right. Yeah, dude, thank you. It was good. It was good. Appreciate you having me out, man.
You too, man. What's the plan now? Gaming?
I'm going to probably try to progress a little bit with my Smith of Kitava Wolf and then go to bed. Maybe just chat a little bit with chat, talk about the pod, talk about, maybe I'm going to read through the chat a little bit, see what people thought about because I wasn't reading chat. So I was just watching you and chatting. So yeah, interesting stuff. My brother has also messaged me, so maybe he's on. So what are you going to do? You going to play?
No, the chat was No, the chat was great. I've been streaming since 12, so it's been a 10-hour.
Oh,
so
my God.
I'm going to send the boys over to you right away.
Okay.
So yeah, guys, we'll send you guys over to Try, and you can hear and see what he's got going on the Smith of Kitava Wolf side of things.
Woo, awesome. All right, thanks, Blaze. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, peace out, boys.
Peace. Bye-bye. All right, chat. You don't know about this Try Guy Blaze? Or this... Wait, what? Are you crab talking me in Blaze's chat? How dare you? What? How do you guys like the pod? WL? What do you guys think? I'm leaving the collab. Bye-bye collab. I told you I was gonna get deep. I know some of you are like, oh, why are you talking about that stuff? But you know, he wanted to ask about it, and I was like, you know what? I'll talk about it, bro. I'll talk about it. I think it's worthwhile. W. Great. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Okay. Let's see what Talkative Try earned his name with that one. Yeah, so when I'm the interviewee, bro, I'm gonna chat. I'm gonna yap, you know? I try to not talk nearly as much. Right? I try not to talk nearly as much when I'm interviewing people. But if someone is interviewing me, yo, we going in. We going in. All right? Alrighty. Let's see. See what my brother was saying. Yes, Bridget. My brother's listening. Okay. Yeah, he wants a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. Yeah, I can log off right now, bro. It was awesome. Thanks, Cow. Appreciate it, man. Did I play Age of Mythology online? Not when I was a kid. I played it all local. All local. All local chat. Or sorry, all local play. With my brother, my friends that I'm playing PoE with now. We all played Age of Mythology together. Maybe. I think that now I going to Arrow Muhahahaha. All right, let's get some Age of Mythology music in. Oh, sick. All right. That was a very fun pod. If any of you guys aren't following Blaze, make sure you're following Blaze on Twitch and YouTube. Dude's great. Makes awesome content. We are gonna get to level 85. I think that's the goal. I want to break into T15 Waystones, guys. I think I'm in T13 or T14. We got this. We got this. Yo, Strike Ninja. Thank you so much for the 2-month sub. And welcome in, Blazers. Let's go. 55 viewers. Welcome in. Everybody praise Blaze for that freaking awesome podcast we just had. That was great. 2 hours flew by. Oh, thanks, Blaze. Partner anniversary indeed. Appreciate it, you guys. Hey, Spuds. Hey, Gazilla Goth. What's happening, man? It's surreal. 1 year partner, by the way, guys. 1 year Twitch partner. A lot has happened in the past year. I'm level 82. Oh, bro. Level 85. That might have been a little ambitious. Just a little ambitious from me. Did I ever do a pod with Prada? I did 2 weeks ago. Yes, we did do a Prada pod. I can link it to you. It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, it was 8 days ago, actually. Oh, gosh, time. Time moves so quickly. You got interviewed on your partner anniversary. I planned this perfect. Dude, you did. I didn't even know it was my partner anniversary until I looked at my chat today, man. Okay, we are in T13 maps. All right, a Prodacast. Indeed, it was a Prodacast. All right, guys. So, yep, I'm a Smith of Kitava. I have not fully ascended. I failed Suck My Ass for the first time since 0.1. Last night. I failed on floor 4. And you know what? It felt horrible. I was devastated. Absolutely devastated. It's okay. I didn't RQ. Didn't RQ, didn't crash out, but bad. It was not good. Dust yourself off, buy some. I know, I just gotta buy some, dude. Or I'll get one to drop. All right, we are en route looking for more citadels. All right. No, we're not doing here. I'm gonna show off my terrible build. I think we're gonna do Mire. Wow, we're gonna do Mire, guys. The worst map. Got Ellie weakness, less recovery, extra lightning. I think that should be fine. Okay, guys, I do not have a tanky build. All right. I do not have good gear. You guys want to see my terrible helmet and stuff? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this trash helmet, guys. 200 item level 37. Item level. I don't even have movement speed on my boots, guys, but my talisman's pretty sick. Anyway, I'm gonna show you off my power anyway. I'm not gonna die. Don't worry. I'm not gonna die, guys. I haven't played all day. All right. I'm gonna be rusty, and we're also in Mire. Oh my gosh. My big problem currently, honestly, is mana, as you guys are about to see. I constantly run out of mana. Mana, big problem for my build. Uh-oh, that was an effect missing. Did you guys see that? Also, the saddest thing in the world is when... Oh, wow. Blew me up. Blew me up with the Chaos Blast. I can't believe I did that. The saddest thing in the world is by the way, I have 0 Chaos Res. I have 0 Chaos Res, you guys. Very bad, very bad. So honestly, I don't even think I go for this person. I don't even think I do it. It's not worth it. What was I gonna say? Oh gosh, what was I gonna say, you guys? I totally forgot my train of thought. Oh, my wolves dying in the trial of Sekima is one of the saddest things ever. When they died of the flamethrower, guys, it's so sad. They like tumble over, and their fur is on fire, and they make a little poor yelping noise. It's so sad, you guys. It made me feel bad letting them run through the traps. You've been rocking 0% Chaos Res in SSF for a good while. You got 19% on your necklace, and it feels great. Dude, I can't wait to get just a little bit. Yeah, this build is so many buttons, you guys, but it legit feels really good. We got her, guys. We got her. Do you see the mana problems? We got her, though. We got her. P13 Waystone still. All right. I just wanted to clear the Waystone. Is it pronounced mana or mana? Great question, dude. I think I say both. I think I say both. Thanks, Silly Esther. I appreciate it, man. The damage is not there yet. Well, I think the damage is okay. It's not terrible. I just feel like I have my bear is like lucked out. Plus you gotta like make sure you're doing all your buttons appropriately with this build, or the damage won't be there. Like if you don't have Lunar Blessing up, the damage will definitely not be there. Lunar Blessing carries this build so hard. I think Lunar Blessing carries Wolf massively, actually. Do people disagree? Where's this boy? Oh. Sick. All right. Don't give what the chance to recover? What are you talking about, brother? What? No, brother. No, brother. No, I agree fully. Lunar Blessing helps out so much. Yeah. Yeah, and this league is like light, SSF light, so I think some of the uniques you guys are recommending probably are in the league. I just have to... I don't have like a ton of currency. Oh, I did get a raw... I did get a raw fracturing orb drop last night, which was pretty sick. Okay, level 83. Wait, I can't see. Oh, I couldn't see. When am I going to do hardcore solo self-found? I am going to do hardcore for Timmy's league. I haven't done hardcore solo self-found for quite some time, though. Oh, we got another abyss, dudes. What? This is so spread out, man. Ooh, greater essence of seeking. Oh, shoot.
I'm not ready.
Okay, volatile plants have actually been my bane on the wolf. When do I think PoE2 will come out fully? End of this year. December, I think 1.0 hits. I think 1.0 hits December of this year, guys. That's my big prediction. Bone, bone, bone. Give me a bone. Dang it. No way. You don't think so? Well, they don't think all the classes need to be in, guys. They just said people need to be happy, relatively. And all the acts need to be in. I think that's totally doable. They kind of backtracked the fact that all the... They originally said all the ascendancies and classes had to be in, but they don't think that anymore. No way they launched 1.0 in December. They would be on holiday after launch. They want Deathstalker, bro. 100%. 100%, man. I think first week of December. Here, I'll even get more specific. I think... Here. What's... Let me look. I'm going to predict it right now. You can clip it. PoE2 1.0 will come out December 4th, 2026. You were here. You were here, guys.
Go then.
I'm telling you. And if I'm wrong, then that's okay, because it's just a prediction. It doesn't really matter that much. That's the first Friday of December. I agree with you guys that launching on a launching mid-December 1.0, dudes. I feel like that might be a bad idea, you know? But first week of December I can see. Kind of like what they did with 0.1. They have a lot to do to get 1.0 by December. Well, their definition now, remember, is just the axe. So it's a lot less than we previously thought. Rye's a big fat liar. What? Yeah, Quack Attack. I agree with you, bro. Not on the liar thing, but your prediction. I think that's pretty fair. Wowee, guys. We got a big pack there. Holy crap. What is going on here? Uh-oh. Oh, boy. This is a tanky boy right here. Eh? My resistances are pretty high. Except, well, they're like 85% resistance, except for chaos. So everything besides chaos, I can tank pretty well. Axe and swords. Okay, you're right. They also said they need swords. But that's totally doable, right guys?
No mana. I need more time.
I feel like for a self-made build, this is going pretty well, honestly. Although, like, the combo is there already for me. I kind of more so mean the passive tree. I feel like the passive tree I did pretty well on. I'm kind of pleased with it. What class do y'all want next? Honestly, I want another melee class. And I think I'm most excited for... I want to see what swords are like. Honestly, yep. Oh, these guys have Ellie res. That's why they have freaking 40% Ellie res, you guys. I was wondering why they're so tanky.
I can't yet.
They have massive Ellie res. And no, I do not have Rockiatas on this basically SSF character. Have I oh yeah, I traded for an Omen. So I have traded a little bit. I have not bought any gear on this character.
No mana.
So my luck this league has been a lot better than start the patch. Whoa, guys. All right. I think 0.5 is going to be endgame, then 0.6 new classes, maybe Act 5, December 26th. Oh, okay. You think mid-year, though? I think they're going to also be thinking about money, guys, and December is the most profitable. So I think December is going to be at 1.0. I know that might be like a... what? Business-minded view, but I do think it's in their minds as well. Act 5 will come with 4.0, but there's 6 acts. I think you mean Act 6 will come with 4.0. If you mean Act 6 will come with 4.0, I do agree with you. I don't think they're going to release Act 6 until 1.0 launch. I think that'll be like a big draw. The epic conclusion to Path of Exile 2's story. Come play. Free to play. Finally. Oh, oh, oh. Almost did it in there, guys.
No challenge.
Oh boy, this
I need
is
more time.
this is getting spicy here. Did I also make my like abysses harder with the tablet? I can't recall. I might have done that. I think it's actually the fact that my build just online yet. Act 6 is last act? Yes, Act 6 is the last act. Didn't Jonathan say they want 5, 6 in early access to get feedback before launch? He has actually said multiple things, yeah. But he has said that, he said that at one time, man, you were correct.
I'm not ready. I need more time.
At one time he said that. Then he said, oh, we probably want to save Act 6 until 1.0. So they're probably just changing their mind on it, you know? All right, guys, we finished all the abysses. I would like they add less of the act at release. No need to gatekeep the content behind a paywall. Ooh. Oh, oh, whoa. Chaos damage, guys. That's a big no-no for the build currently.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, I need some chaos res. This is very scary. I need chaos res and attack speed. I feel like that swipe is like too slow. Jonathan's words are not gospel, 100%. They're evolving, like everything changes. I don't think anything is really set in stone, guys. Especially with a game like Path of Exile. Like, they've changed PoE 1 so much over the years. They're going to do the same with PoE 2. A lot is going to change over the coming years, I'm sure. Wait, what is going on here? Timmy's! That's right, man. Timmy's League is going to be good, bro. It's going to be... Wait. Something happening? No. Okay, good. Wanted to make sure. Alright, we got Lachlan. Over here. Opposite of luck in the private league? Wait. It sounds like you are lucky, man. We going in, we going in, we going in, we going in. You had no luck in regular league. Yeah, you seem a lot luckier in the private league, dude. Dang it, T13. 100% agree, King Tummin. Yeah, I think quite a few people came back for private league. And I've been having a blast. What class do I want the next most? I think it's Duelist. I think it's Duelist and Swords. Templar and Flails are a close second just because we haven't seen Flails in PoE. That's pretty exciting. But I think it is Swords because I'm a melee dude. So I am pretty dang hyped about getting Swords in the game. And I think Flails, obviously, I think they'll be melee too, but I think Templar is going to bring spells too, I'm sure. While Duelist is going to be pretty, I'm certain, focused around melee stuff. I'm very excited about that. Axis should be next stalled for too long. Oh, yeah, maybe Axis, dude. I would just prefer axes or swords, honestly. The sword means Cyclone. Well, it could have changed, but when I spoke to Octavian in LA 2 years ago at this point, he said that axes had Cyclone as a skill. It wasn't a sword skill. Oh, we froze. Dang it, guys. Will there be polearm weapon type? We don't know. It's possible. The lovely NVIDIA crash. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Da, 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 da. Man, these definitely got longer in this patch. They were definitely not as long before. Yeah, I hope they fix the crashing, because this is a crash. My game is crashing right now. Right, random question. GGG usually does end-of-year supporter packs, but nothing this year. Any ideas? For the PoE2 1.0, they're going to drop a Giga one at the end of this year. So they're saving up. They're going to do like... They're going to do a $10,000 tier. Whoa! Did I just fly? Did you guys see that on my screen? I think I just flew. I think they're going to do like a 10,000 Giga supporter pack. this year for the 1.0 release. They're like packing all the they're gonna do a crazy set of supporter packs. That's my guess. That's what I think. King Tubman or Deathstalker. Did I fly? Did you guys see that? That wasn't just me freaking out. Yo.
Goodbye.
Log in. Okay. Okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's okay. It doesn't have cold damage on it though. If that had fire damage, guys, it would kind of be goated. I'm gonna Gamba. Hey, brother Yamath. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great, dude. I'm gonna see if I can get off this fire damage with a chaos and add a suffix and then slam it with a bone to try to get cold damage. That's what I'm gonna do. Perfect ice. Oh, bro, I'm not in standard league, bro. I don't have the currency to fund that, and I definitely don't have any perfects. I have a perfect essence of the body. Actually, that's a lie. I wonder how much it is in private league.
It's you.
Let's see. I want ice. Oh, it's actually 1 to 20. Oh, crap. Cow. Maybe you're... Brother. I think you're on to... I think I'm going to do it. My man. I think I'm going to buy it. What is this 1 to 1? Does this mean people are requesting it 87 times 1 to 1? Should I just do 1 to 1? Thank you, folk. I appreciate it. You crashed as well, Spetter Chuck? Oh, goodness. Hmm. Do I want to do this? People are trying to buy 1 to 1. Maybe I just put it in for like 5 or something. Yeah, cow. Yeah. Maybe I want 1 and I'll offer 5. Place order.
As soon as I can.
Maybe somebody will sell it. Maybe I'll just keep it in here for now. Oh, are you...
Check out what came in for you.
Oh, brother. Okay. All right. So we're going to Perfect Essence of Ice. Bam. Aww. It was a 1 in 3, guys. It was a 1 in 3. We bricked it. It was worth it. It was worth it. We lost the percent fizz. Lost the percent fizz. Okay, it was only 5x. Not that bad. That extra chaos? Oh my gosh. Okay, it was a good idea. It was a good idea, guys. It was a good idea. Okay, we're pathing out. We're trying to get citadels, dudes. We're trying to get them citadels. All right, this has extra chaos damage on the mobs. So, oh, let's get a good old stretch in here, guys. Oh, thank you for the redeem. I appreciate it. Oh. I don't know how far I need to stretch, but I'm just gonna stretch like this. Oh. Oh. Thank you, Doomsayer. Appreciate it, bro. Man, my back is kind of tense. Oh, we have another lifting day tomorrow. It's gonna be whoo. Woo-wee. If you want to undercut buyers, you need to flip it to see what the highest bid for the next one is, and then offering one more exalt. Okay. We are not going to do the deli mirror because I have 0% chaos res, and all the monsters are dealing extra chaos res. So we are going to try to get to the monkey without dying. I feel like this is nearly impossible. I feel like one tap from a white mob is going to take me out. I'm not even kidding, guys. I'm just going to get popped. We go. We safe. Okay. I'm gonna be a little risky. Exiles. See how much damage I'm taking from the extra chaos? Oh my gosh, guys. It's crazy. The private league economy is good so far. Is decent so far. Yeah, I'd agree. It's interesting to see how quick it evolves, too. Like at an instant, I know that the main economy changes pretty fast too, but just like see how fast it evolves given the size, you know? Like it's not millions of players and everything. Like just interesting. I'm really glad that we made it. I'm really glad that you guys have been having a good time. Whoa! See what I'm talking about? I should skip this. I should just skip this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. Amanamu. Oh my god. Omen of light. We gotta drag him out. We gotta drag the boy out of the cloud. Come on. Oh my god. Make the cloud. There we go. Drag him out. Oh my gosh, I didn't drag him. Far enough. All right, brother. Oh, we got him. Out of the cloud. Oh, Sinistral Necromancy. Okay. Could have been a no on the light. Could have been one. I feel spoiled and want private league. Every league. Oh. Well, we do plan on doing... I think we're going to do it almost every league. It's not going to be this big, though, man. This is like I said on the pod, absolutely lightning in a bottle.
I need more time.
That could have been a freaking omen of light, guys. But it wasn't. Amanamanu. I know that I should learn how to pronounce that if I'm going to play this game as much as I do, but I just haven't yet, you know? I hope you guys can connect with me on the fact that I cannot pronounce Amanamanu. Yeah, see, I literally can't. It's bad. It's really bad. Wait, this dragging out thing is real? Yes, it is real. The developers confirmed it, okay looking guy. If you kill it in the cloud, you get an Omen of the Liege. If you kill it outside, you can get Sinistral, Omen of Light. Yeah. Yep. Omen of the Desecrated. It's real. Yeah. How was the damage? Catch me outside. Look at that. Monkey doesn't stand a chance. Ignore the fact that it wasn't a empowered boss, okay? It was a regular T13. We need to get all the streamers to wear NASCAR-like advertising to sponsor future private leagues. Very good. Yeah, it was confirmed by GGG, guys. The pulling out is real. If you pull out, you get rewarded more. Yep. Make sure to always... Fuck. Dang it. Okay. Make sure to always pull out, guys. Always pull out. We are not going to do this map because the chaos is too dangerous. Too dangerous. That's Papu. 30% is extra cold. That's fine. That's fine. We'll do that. We can get level 84 pretty easily, I think. Yeah, there are other intended ways to interact with this apparently that have not yet been discovered, which is pretty sick. Says the guy with kids. Dude. We're late night. We're really late night, guys. If your kids are listening, plug their ears or stop listening to me for a second, okay, guys? No, do I say it? No. You guys know. You guys know. You guys know what I'm going to say. You know. It's just better. It's just better if you don't have to, you know, pull them out of the cloud, if you know what I mean. If you catch my drift.
Meek creature.
There is... It's just, you know, that... You know, it's magical. It's because it's biology, guys. Biology. Okay? Talkative try after dark. Come on. Everybody knows this. This is no secret. This is no forbidden knowledge. This is just natural. I bet if my brother's listening, he's like, what is going on? What are you doing tonight, bro? What's going on, man? New year. New year. Find a girl that you don't have to have a strong pullout game with. That is my advice. Find yourself a girl that you don't need to have a strong pullout game with. That is because that means you're probably staying with her and you're having kids. Having kids is like one of the best things you can do. Another try hot take there. And you don't need to have a strong pullout game, which is even better. There you go. But when you clicked on that stream, you didn't think you were going to hear me say that today, didn't you? That's an unexpected one. A little nugget. Are you kidding me? I just got one shot, guys. It's all you want. I get it, bro. I get it. We were all there. We were once, you know, young. Oh my gosh, chat. You guys are being funny tonight. This is good. I just got one shot by chaos damage. That was pretty sick, wasn't it, guys? I need chaos res. Maybe I go shopping. I honestly have not tried to buy anything yet. But after getting one shot, come on. I'm not going CI. Oh! Oh my god, that's my first ancient jawbone of ever! And I get it in the private league. Are you kidding me, GGG? How much is that? 20 div? My gosh, guys.
In the right hands, this
How sick is that? Oh my god. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't even know which one it was. Rare weapon or quiver. Minimum modifier level 40. Holy, and I got a rib in the same map. 24 divs? 34 divs? Wow, guys. What? Well, that is the richest I have been this league. You just bought one in the private league? Oh my god. There we go. There we go, guys. How sick is that? Prince of Persia. Oh my god, dude. I have been a bad person to Prince of Persia lately. Thank you for the 16 months in a row, dude. I have been horrible. I feel bad. I think I have a message I haven't responded to you about. And now I feel like a total dumpster. Oh my god. You and Lady are probably like, this freaking guy. This freaking guy. I have been caught. Seeing your name, I'm like, oh my god. I have a Discord DM. I think I have one from Lady too that I saw. And I ended up, I think that night I was supposed to talk. I ended up, wow. I can't give too much information, but I'm, you know. Let's just say we were trying to get some omens of light. And I could not log on to the computer. I could not log on to talk about what we were going to talk about because I was trying to get some moments of light. I think that's one of the funniest things that I've ever said. Ever. All right? And I think I'm going to do more of it. Okay? You guys are going to have to deal with it. I'm going to be very edgy. All right? I'm very edgy. Talking about my stable, good relationship with my beautiful wife. Rax got 100 dono on YouTube and did not respond. Well, he probably doesn't read... Oh, yeah. You think he only reads Twitch chat? He might not read YouTube chat, bro. Rax is locked in. I've gone into his stream before, and he won't see my messages. But he responds to my DMs faster than almost anybody. He probably just didn't see it. Oh my gosh, I just got bonked. Rax hits insane numbers. Okay, I'm at 73%. Oh my gosh. Ancient Jawbone, guys. I want Divine Orbs. Thanks for the follow, bro. And I have an Ancient Jaw... Okay, but I don't want to sell it for 24. Don't I want to list it for like 26, maybe 27? Because the people who are buying this stuff, they got extra. They got extra, right, guys? Like maybe even like 29, 30. Like 24 would be a scam. 30 plus, 30 plus, 32. 32. If I get 32 for this, it'll be the wealthiest I've ever been in PoE2 from a single trade. 33. Oh my god. Oh my god. 33. Oh my gosh, 33. I'm checking the reverse price. I see it. All right. 33. 33. Oh. Wait. What's going on? Did the market just change? Wait. Could I have just sold one for 38? Did I just... Now I'm going to do it for 38. Now I'm going to do it for 38 because 44 is up there. So now I'm going to do 38.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
I'm just putting it at 38, guys. That'll be by far, by 10 div, 11 div, in a private league, the wealthiest I've ever been. Like from a single trade. That is crazy. If I go 40, Go 40.
Can I help?
Dude, I paid 40 gold. 40,000. How much gold do I have? Oh, that's fine. I don't care. All right. All right. I'll do it for... All right. I want 40.
All right. Your order
All right.
is registered.
That's one temple run. My brother, I do not, it does not matter. It does not matter. I will never get that much. I do not set up my juicing to that degree. This will make me unbelievably wealthy. I will then have the best wolf ever. My character might even be stronger than my main league character if I sell that and am strategic with what I spend it on. Are you kidding me? Not extra chaos, guys. I can't do those maps. They take so long. The temple bro can afford it. Yeah, somebody's a Giga Juice in temple. Just gonna run it base. You guys are so smart. You guys are so smart. Why aren't I as smart as you guys? Elk to re-roll. It's cause I'm late and I'm tired. That's why I didn't think of elking to re-roll, guys. That is my excuse. Please believe my excuse. If I was not tired, I totally would have thought of that. But now I'm going to progress through this map at a snail's pace. Did I hear the sound of a merchant? No. There's no way it already sold. We're just being very careful, and we're getting to the boss. We're trying to get T15s. There's no forgiveness here, only judgment. Yes, I know. I know. I'm being very much judged at this moment. It's alright. It's alright. By the way, where is my Age Mythology music? Come on, guys. I need my AOM.
Reclaim.
Oh, this poison ground. Reminds me of the Taylor Swift song, Holy Ground. Great song, by the way. Blaze likes Taylor Swift. I popped into his stream the other day. He was listening to Love Story. I was so happy. Pretty great, dude. Great music choice. I also am a Swiftie. So, you know. Pretty cool.
You shall fall.
Alright, we're almost to that boss. Working our way to that boss. Oh my gosh. You guys see the damage that board just did to me? That was crazy. Oh, thank you so much for the well wishes. Time to unsubscribe. Blood. No, no. Taylor Swift rocks, man. I've turned into a big pop music listener, female artist, in the past several months. You can blame my brother. He got me on that train. I'm pretty sure his wife got him on the train. I've always loved Taylor Swift, but you know, I've greatened my repertoire in recent days.
Meet creature.
This is intense, the freaking extra chaos. I will never forget to Elk again, though. That's the silver lining here. Really wants me to do a temple, but I'm not doing a temple right now. I probably do need sleep, given I do have work tomorrow. And the temple can take a little bit of time, as people are well aware. Wait, what? Did he just bug out?
The tail.
Not the tail. Not the tail.
Another
Easy.
foe falls before me.
No, dude, she has. Oh, I got it. Our first tier 14. Yeah, she has so many songs, man. I don't know most of the songs, honestly. Many of the songs. All right. Let's see. Oh, a rare. Okay, okay. Wow, that's a juicy one. Zenobia didn't devour me. All right, you know what? It's been your go-to. Well, I will give it a listen, bro, after the stream. Which I think, yeah, I don't think. Nope, still silent. All right, I will keep people updated. If it sells, I will post it in the Discord server. All right, guys, but for real, I do probably have to go to bed. I'll probably try to go to bed. Thank you all so much for tuning in on Twitch, on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, make sure, go ahead, like, sub to the channel. If you're on Twitch, give me a follow. I will be back. I think I'll be back Tuesday. Yeah. Hi. Can you go back to your room? I'll be right back, okay? I'm coming to bed right now, okay? Someone did not sleep through the night. It's okay. Do you need help? You need help? 1 second, sweetie. All right, we're raiding Crimson Cast. Stay right there, sweetheart, all right? I'm getting off right now. Talk to you all later. See you, guys. It's okay. All right. Off the light. Okay. Very bright. Can I meet you in your room in a moment, sweetheart? You need help with something? Talk to you later, guys. Katie, what happened? Whoa. Stay off camera.